And the Aegis expires, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, Secret have all their BKBs. Sumail going to try and force them to use them, though, as Miracle gets the Rupture in onto Nisha. Supernova in the back as well. The heals onto Sumail, keep him alive. And he's going to turn for the damage he's got. Tidebringer does a lot of damage there onto Kuro, but Zayat's the one to fall first. Now the kill on Leshrac, but his second life will re-emerge. And MC diving forward aggressively to try and keep Secret away from this. Sumail, Leshrac, another X mark from Nisha, but the follow-through is lacking now. They bought back Kunkka, cannot buy back Mirana. They're holding their tier 3s for now as Nigma will retreat. Scary times for Team Secret, though.
They're doing a lot of damage, to be fair to them. They saved them off pretty well there. It was just the kind of fear of committing in super hard because your BKBs were starting to run out and because there was that Aegis, but Crystallis also didn't have his Wukong's command during that fight, and now he has it up. Honestly, I would feel pretty confident actually off the back of that base defense.
All right, when Nigma lost their internet connection, they didn't reconnect with the cams. That's why things are a little bit stuck.
Okay.
So yeah, those are the cams from 30 odd minutes ago. Yeah, it looked like GH was also stuck, freeze framed as well. Well, here we have it, Nigma. Yule's initiation. No chance to leap from Zayat. Pulverized and dead for 40 seconds again. Supernova, 30-second cooldown remaining. Relocates back up. Nigma thinking about that high ground again. Well, this is where Secret can start spreading the map a little bit. It would be nice to have Crystallis top just pushing out, but it looks like he's set his sights on defending hard in this bottom lane.
Yeah, you got to be set up for this, and also I think Nigma have shown that they're willing to run heroes up there and search for you. They got that cliff ward down. Things are a little scary for Crystallis now to go top.
Well, even a Wukong's there as Rezo blinks on Sumail. He's got backup though, saved by the tether relocate. X-Mark's not going to work out as that Split Earth shard really causing problems on the staircase of Secret. They can't press forward. They are hemmed back in their base.
They were nearly able to defend properly last push without the Wukongs, but losing that is a pretty big blow.
A Kuroki. Onslaught in. Pulverized towards this. Poor Kunkka of Nisha needs the BKB to be defensive, and the Sunray looking to burn through them, forcing Secret back into their fountain. Now they've got no BKBs, no Wukongs, and Nigma can open up on this lane of barracks.
But they use theirs too.
Miracle turning to defend him, blocks the arrow with a BKB. Yule safe and sound for Sumail as he goes back in with the help of the Supernova. They'll shred through Rezo, find Puppy's gem. Dying without buyback here on the DK is going to hurt for Secret. Nigma now can think about buildings. Edict's back up in 10 seconds for Sumail, so just clear the wave. Aim for barracks. And you know that Secret don't have the cooldowns they require to defend their base.
They got the boat though.
They do. And I'll try with this X-Mark arrow play. The Phoenix getting caught out. The heals from Io keeping him alive. And they turn onto the Monkey King. The Pulse Nova damage Sumail, a miracle. They make it work. 90 seconds without your Kunkka now. So that's a free lane bottom. Shift into mid. And Nigma looking for this game 2 victory.
It's been a good one, honestly. I mean, you've got to keep looking for how Secret can somehow make it work, but honestly, Nigma are really not giving them that option. I think Kuroki's done such a lovely job this game, just being such a tank. Honestly, just baiting so much attention, right? He's always on the back line. Even in that push, he's just in the back line, in there, making them hit him, making them use spells on him, and giving Miracle and Sumail that space to do what they want.
Yeah, look at Miracle just blinking in like that. Onslaught not going to go the distance. Secret need to mount a defense. Buildings are falling very quickly. And Miracle is aiming for Rezo. He's ruptured up the DK, so no blink initiation. Your tank, your stunner, he's going to have to BKB here by his tier 3 tower, and they are actually bringing Miracle very low. Can he be healed by the Sunray? No! The tether comes, but GH now in harm's way. They'll set their sights on the IO to burst him down and Secret hold. Melee-Rack's mid still stands, and Crystallis with a double kill.
Can they go more? Or what can they get from this? Mid tower? There's a DD top. They won't be able to put it onto their Bloodseeker though. Already jumping forward. Looks like they're just going to farm for now. Slowly push these waves out. Reclaim a little bit of map control. Get some D wards, put some wards down. Anything you can really do to sort of reset the game is big for Secret right now.
Net and a half for Roche. That was a big streak to take away from Miracle as well. Like, Chrysalis ended up getting thousands of gold from that defense.
Oh,
2,500 damage. You got 1,600 gold.
That's a lot of friggin' gold. He's got a Deso now. I mean, we've seen the damage that he's been outputting in these defenses, even with just a Boundless Strike without Jingu stacks. It's kind of nutty. And now you're slamming a Desolator on top of that. I mean, he is scaling. He is going to be formidable. We saw last game just how much damage this Monkey King could do. Nigma just need to make sure that they're playing this next 5 minutes perfectly. They need to fight proper for this Roche, and then they need to siege. I mean, these sieges have been difficult. You know, there has been some loss, but not quite enough to dent their 20k net worth lead right now. They are in a really good spot.
They are indeed. 40 seconds for Roche. You're right, these next few minutes, pivotal for Nigma to secure that Aegis. Team Secret. They don't really struggle that much clearing out super creeps. They've got Kunkka. They've got DK with this fireball. Even Chrysalis with a Boundless Strike and just shove out these mid and bot waves. Both of them vying for control of the triangle. Secret backing up behind their observer ward, waiting to see who comes around the corner from Nigma.
Nigma know where they are, at least. Definitely not in their base. Those two good wards.
Sumail creating the battlefield of split earths, as they'll see Roshan respawn in a second. But Secret the ones to smoke across, get the element of surprise. The smoke breaks, Miracle is invis. He sees Chrysalis and launches the Rupture at him. Now focusing Puppy's Chen, bashed up. He gets the mech, the Hand of God out. The Supernova's a good one though. The Wukong's command, dealing with Kuroki, GH, and Laleshrak. Oh, Chrysalis! He just cruises through 3 of them. Miracle now left a little bit alone. Secret, they're battling back, but they've got to run. They're too afraid. Though they see Chrysalis, they're not afraid. They're bold and moving forward for Miracle to get a double kill. Jump in towards Nisha now, but Rezo, he's caught out Miracle with a stun of the Torrent. Maybe they should have been afraid, Sheepo. They're losing so much. Back and forth, but the relocate save. Oh, GH. Mind control. What are you going to get up to here? Yeah, I mean, chain stun down, the arrow connects, and the Phoenix will fall. Dive is up, but it's not going to work, and GH is going to get dragged back by the X mark. In we go with the Tidebringer and Secret. What a comeback fight. Roshan still stands. Yes, they killed the Monkey King, but how much did he do in that team fight?
That was not the perfect 5 minutes that I imagined. You can't be doing that. God, what a start to the fight. I was sweating for Puppy. I mean, he was on the front lines when that smoke broke. Once he instantly turned on him and tried to go for the kill, but he couldn't do it in time. He got the mech off. He got the Hand of God, given this extra heal to his team to enable them to live throughout this fight. Meanwhile, there's Lesh stuck in the middle of a Wukong's command. This is so hard to fight, even with the egg on top of you. He doesn't have that Aghanim shot either on mind control, so he doesn't have the heal from the Sunray yet. I mean, maybe that could have changed it. It's super hard to say.
You rupture the monkey as well, and it feels like Chrysalis is pretty happy just to stand his ground inside Wukong, so maybe not the ideal target for Miracle to be going on, but it was their first point of contact. They see the monkey, they go for the Chen, spreading across multiple targets. And Secret, what did you say? It was a 21, 22k lead just moments ago, now down to 10k. There's a big dent in that.
This is respawn on Monkey. Thinking about Roshan, that was a massive disaster for Nigma. Now that their 10k net worth swing back towards Secret, this is going to be a much more even Roche fight than we're looking at. But end of the day, you still got tools. You got this egg. You've got your Abyssal Blade on Miracle. You got ways to lock heroes down. But
this might be the most important smoke all year. Both teams 5v5 smoked up around the third Roshan. Nigma 1 loss away from dropping out of TI Quals. Secret 1 win away from moving forward to that lower bracket final. And nobody spots anyone yet, but Secret, they might have the upper hand. They see Sumail. There's a jump in from Resolution. Bloodright's in the back. Miracle being focused down. Nisha can't contend with the BKB and the Lotus up on him. And this Wukong is just going to be run away from by Nigma. Nisha still charging forward, though, aiming for Sumail. But it's all reset around the Wukongs and Supernova, and DK looks like he might be just the only one to die here. Boundless back in from Crystallis, though. Focus on the Primal Beast. BKB up now as well. GH with the Ghost Scepter, not going to survive. Zayas brings him down. A 2-for-2 with a couple of buybacks. MC chasing in with Kuro, looking for the monkey, but Crystallis is across the trees, and Zayas has TP'd away. A back and forth between these two teams. It is sublime.
What a bold fight to take as well. On top of the enemy outpost where they have the ability to TP back into the fight instantly. Gosh, they definitely didn't overcommit. You're watching Crystallis that whole fight and he's playing the outskirts of the fight. The Edge is waiting for his chance to jump in. But losing your DK like that, it makes it much harder because he's the one really that's starting all these fights so well with his stuns. He's got that halberd now, so the way to break the Lincolns, he's so pivotal in these fights.
They've got a jump. They've got the dust. No BKB on Nisha. Primal Beast trying to get there with his BKB. He'll just pulverize the Mirana instead. Try and find Zayats, but it comes to an end. And Nisha's even playing forward here. X-Mark drags him back to safety. He's under a blood right, and he is still ruptured, but surrounded by allies.
Okay. We expended Rupture, but he does have the double charge talent. At the very least.
Still down for 45 seconds, though.
They're just going straight back for blood.
In secret, 8 seconds for Monkey BKB. That is the only cooldown they're waiting for. Nisha scouting the pit. Big damage onto Miracle. Pop the Lincolns, get the stun. They found the Bloodseeker now. They're in, but the heal. GH. Oh, he's going to relocate him out of there. Get a bit of safety and distance while Kuroki and Puppey having a battle of their own. Trampled down, they find the Chen. No heals anymore. And Sumail inside the Wukongs may be dangerous, but he gets himself out of there. Trying to find this opening onto Nisha, but look at the turn. Finding Miracle, no buyback for him. He's dead for 100 seconds. He's now relying on Kuro to open up on Crystallis. The Monkey King turns, but he can't find Rezo. He needs Nisha to back him up. The buyback from Crystallis. He'll return to the battle. As Nigma on the run now, catching mind control with the stuns they've got. Gem on the deck, Roshan open, and Secret. It feels like it's their game to lose now.
It's so hard, and a massive part of that fight was Crystallis did not have buyback at the start of it. But I think from the kills that he got, he managed to get enough gold to bring himself back into the fight after that death. Because I was watching, it was only Mirana and it was only Leshrac that had these buybacks at the beginning of that fight.
They've got to deal with these lanes, though. 2 lanes of racks down. Puppey has to push them out, and they still can't go for the Roshan play. So Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shard still there, waiting to be claimed by one of these fortunate squads.
You desperately want it on Secret right now. Like, at least Leshrac is able to play up like this with his buyback. But Crystallis fully aware now that any misstep, any death, and that could just be the end of this game. Instantly. They're gonna go for it.
Secret in the pit.
They gotta do it before these respawns.
Yeah, looks like they've got it. No answer from Nigma here. And they'll know this is happening. Bottom lane is on tier 4s. Roshan down. Aegis goes to the hands of Crystallis, so his buyback earlier not as meaningful as it was a few moments ago.
What is the buyback status? Ooh, this is the most important part of this game, any late game. It's all about these buybacks. You have none on Miracle, and that's just from gold. So if he's able to farm that up right now, that'll be really good. This Monkey, even though he has Aegis, he does not have the buyback. So if you are able to kill him twice, find that opening, get that kill, that can be what you need to win. He is doing so much damage. I mean, Nisha as well. He is itemized for damage. He's going the Stadeless, Silver Edge. He's trying to buy a Satanic. He really wants to just be able to tank and do damage and stay in the fight. You see a lot of these other Kunkers, they go the Assault Cuirass and the Hex instead. I wouldn't mind a little bit more control though, just for this Wukong's command. It feels like a lot of heroes are able to just walk out if they don't have that Boundless Strike up.
And Nisha there, quickly Xing back, not wanting to get Yules by the Lesh. Wise decision.
Oh, died to that a couple times already this game.
Both teams with an Obs Ward around the bottom rune. Sumail preemptively split Earth and then quickly blinks away.
Mind Control does have that Phoenix Shard now. That is a lot more healing that is going to be coming out in these fights. I think we saw the impact of it in a couple of those lost team fights, just not being able to save his teammates who were inside the Wukongs, because he can egg inside of it and he's fine, you know, and he should get that off with that BKB on him. Being able to aid your allies, especially Sumail, who isn't going for a BKB, isn't going for something to stop those stuns. You know, he's been relying so much on GH, but honestly, some of these fights, he's really struggling to get in there with the reload save.
It's been a challenge. And with this Aegis, Secret looking for that map control, get D wards, get vision over that triangle. There's still tier 2s to take. As Nigma smoke, the tier 1 down, Chrysalis ruptured, Sumail spots him, comes down from the trees, gets off his Wukongs, and now Sumail, he's the one being focused down. The boat will land, but the reload save gets him out of there, while Kuro, he's brought down Puppey, but will have to give his life in the exchange. Wukong still zoning Nigma away as they X-mark and torrent up that Leshrac, but Miracle's back in with his stuns. Now Chrysalis in an awkward spot, trying to jump into focus GH, but he can't get the job done. Mischief's into a tree, but that's his first life. And now with no BKB, it looks like Nigma don't want to commit for it. They're respecting the double buyback out of Chen and the Kunkka. Falling back to their base, they poked, they got what they came for. Took out that Aegis, so now they know that Chrysalis, no buyback for 4 minutes. He's the target they want to kill.
Yeah, I thought Puppey might buy it back a little bit earlier. He had the ult, he didn't manage to get it off before dying. I thought he was going to expend it just to try and save Nisha, but chose to wait a little bit instead. Not sure if that was a mistake or intended. It's so precarious. Every spell matters. Anything you can get off and use. They weren't able to kill the Shrek in time. It really feels like the one thing that they are lacking is something that disrupts and finds the IO. You're like using so much for him just to have it reload out. It's so painful to watch happen.
I'll try and gather their forces up top.
Yeah, Nigma very happy now. Now that as well that they farmed this buyback on Miracle, like he can play a lot more boldly. Both your cores are sitting pretty here. They can always get back into this fight.
It's kind of wild. Miracle, 31,000 net worth. He's right up at the top. 10k ahead of the Kunkka, miles ahead of the Monkey King. But it's felt like he's not really had the answers, not able to stand his ground inside Wukong's any longer.
Feels like net worth doesn't really even mean anything anymore. I mean, this net worth lead as well, it's pretty much evened out.
All about the initiations. All about this vision.
Yeah, I think that was sort of the idealish idea of a fight for Nigma, forcing out Wukong's command, Dragon Knight initiation, making everyone on Secret show, and then being able to just relocate that one hero out.
Yeah, back away from Wukong's, reset the fight.
Yeah, and then go back in. You got 2 ruptures. If you're able to get 2 ruptures off when there's no buybacks and there's no Aegises, you can't just shrug that off. It locks you in place. So that's how they want to take this fight.
Yeah, they are 2 lanes of racks ahead still. Secret coming back into this game, but Nigma still with this impetus to move forward, charge in towards Puppey. They see the Chen with the sentry ward down and double BKBs come in. Mind Control going to turn and try help Miracle here because he's being focused down by Chrysalis and the lads. Miracle heal, the GHIO comes in clutch. Sumail, though, inside the Wukong's command, has to sell fuels. Gets off his little Stormcraft, the Cyclone, as they pulverize Puppey. He's dead for 80, while Miracle gets the Abyssal Blade stun. Zayas leaps away, the Splitters landing onto the 2 of them, Rezo and Nisha. They're still raging and Shadow Blading, trying to turn a fight with the arrow landing. They've got Miracle locked in place, but where's the damage? Oh, Chrysalis, come on, no, he can't do it. Nigma, they've killed the 2 big targets. 2 minutes with no DK, no Monkey King, and there it is, GG called.
Oh, what a close game! Throws, counter throws, everyone on the edge of these buybacks and close fights. What a game!
And everyone on the edge of their seats as we head into game 3. It's do or die, all on the line here between Secret and Nigma.
Yes, it was so hard for them to kind of reset that fight when they get this rupture off onto Chrysalis there. He's just locked in place. He can't move. He can't get to do the damage. They stun Miracle, but on the side, he's kind of just getting slowed and worn down. If his BKB is off, you're playing into like a Shiva's and all this stuff. The damage from Sumail is out of control. It was definitely a hard fight for them to take without that Aegis. Just a really good play there from Nigma at the end to take that one into Aegis to bait spells out and get rid of, Secret's condition to win, right? And then go back in with that smoke. Finding Puppey at the start as well, pretty massive for them.
Going the distance.
Good try, yeah. Good try on Secret.
Yeah, almost getting it. Almost getting back into that match. But yeah, 2 lanes of racks down, and the lead that Nigma had in the end, they didn't falter in those final couple of team fights. As we'll head to game 3 and find out who's progressing and who is out. Can Puppey keep that all-timer status heading in towards TI? We'll have a quick break and return with the final match of this series.
what we live and breathe. For us, it's more than a game. It's a reality where a group of letters can mean everything. Where runes are collected and Aegis can only be won in battle. Where centaurs can give you a ride. Where the true heroes are those in front of the screen. GG Bet. This is real.
It's only fitting that one of the hypest games and series of the year is going to a Game 3. Secret against Nigma, all tied up 1 apiece as they head towards the TI-11 last chance qualifiers as they look towards a victory here. And basically a best of 1 sheepo now. We're down to it. Draft's going to matter so much. Vision, the play style, all coming into play here for both of these teams.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh my god. I'm so hyped watching these games. They are so much fun. We're seeing such high-level stuff coming from both of these teams, really bringing their A game, not wanting to get relegated here. I think the near comeback there from Secret was amazing, but on top, I mean, let's just... Nigma. What a great game, too, they had. I think every time I see Samael on this track, I feel so much more confident for this team. It seems like his #1, like the fact that he doesn't even feel the need to itemize for BKB, knowing like the trust that he has in GH's IO. I mean, they even ban it out here now on Team Secret. Like, you gotta respect this hero. They're making it work so well together, and just on top of that, Kuroki's Primal Beast. Oh my god, who could have? I was going to say who could have expected this. I think a lot of people could have expected this. I think he did an amazing bang-up goal on that Primal.
Yeah, he's going to make me change my rules. I've not liked Primal Beast outside of the 3 roll, but you know, if it's in Kuroki's hands, fine, or mid lane for GPK, fine. Those are my 2 exceptions so far for this Primal Beast being picked up by these squads. Yeah, everyone playing out of their minds in that Game 2 in particular. Kuro, Miracle, and GH in particular with those relocate saves. Team Secret obviously being able to fight back into a 21k net worth deficit with Chrysalis and Nisha doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but it's a fresh draft, a fresh game. We head into this 3rd match, trying to figure out what we're moving into. As Team Secret, they do get their hands on the Resolution DP to begin with.
That's a strong one. I like DP and I like Undying. I think I like Undying as an opener a little bit more, but maybe they're concerned about like a leaner response. They just think, you know what, DP, she's just going to be able to win and make these offlane matchups so much easier no matter what. So we want her more. Like the amount that she gives in these towers, in this Roshan, you know, maybe that's just, they rate that highly.
God, I'm so warm after Game 2. My glasses are fogging up. I'm starting to sweat.
You're sweating already.
Adrenaline's pumping. I'm getting anxious.
Who's sweating harder, the teams or you?
I don't know. I'm just going to say both. Kuroki there looks like he's calm and composed, thinking about where he wants to head after this Undying pick.
Yeah, they could pick a core here if they feel like it. I know we've seen quite a few times the mid just gets taken in response. Like you have Batrider, Lina, these types of heroes open to you. Something that makes DP maybe sweat a little bit in the mid lane. Continuing on that trend, you can force her to that offlane. But if you think she's just going to go offlane, you don't necessarily have to take your mid. But I wouldn't be against it if it's just some strong laner that's going to have a good game.
I mean, what's left out there? There's like... Ench is one of those big heroes that Enigma like to pick, but when you've already grabbed your Undying, I think you're right, having a core just to go along with it, not give away your lanes, have that flexibility of Bat being 2 or 3, matching DP's flexibility as well.
Well, this is honestly a good spot to pick Faceless Void in my opinion, if you want it. Playing the time dilation into Batrider is very powerful, as well like this disengage from Undying Tombstone. Not really having any low cooldown stuns right now on Nigma's side. They could take it if they want. They have damage for Chrono with Death Prophet already. You're going to be able to have a hero that can open towers for you, so you're not kind of stuck like in a small map space. You can just get your Midas, get your Maelstrom, and farm for that late game. Alternatively, if they want to put this DP in the offlane, they could just take, you know, a mid that lanes into Batrider before they get banned out, that Queen of Pain, or they could just take a support that goes with the DP, something like a Earthshaker, something like a
Tusk.
A Tusk, yeah.
Or Zayat's techies. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe the Zayat's hero is going to come out here.
Yeah, there's,
And
there's
Doom-
always that Venge as well as an idea versus the Bat Rider.
True. Yeah.
People have been playing with.
Like Doom's another one that they like to pick to kind of keep things flexible as well, but I think into an Undying and Bat, you can have some struggles there as the Doom.
Don't do that. You know, just watch them pick it and we have to like scramble over ourselves like, oh yeah, no, it's great into Undying. He buys boots and he drags the wave.
Team secrets turn to battle.
Slog.
Oh my god, that is not what I expected.
So they go for it again.
Okay.
I mean, if they're expecting the mid Bat Rider, Nisha had a sensational time against him. Didn't die, really.
No. What? Oh yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
The Slack. Oh god, if they're putting it mid again.
He did have some struggles when supports rotated, but in the straight 1v1, he was like, I'm fine.
I don't think he was fine.
Radiant
He
team
was
I
last
think he died like
hitting.
3 times. I think he died 3 times.
That's because he got ganked by like 7 heroes.
I think he got ran down without ganks. He was definitely not having the best time of his life. But those support, but you can't pick something and be like, okay, we're never gonna get ganked. That's just not really possible unless you're able to output so much side lane pressure that the enemy feel like they can't possibly leave their cause alone with the supports. You know, for fear of just
5
death or not
seconds
getting any
remaining.
gold. Because then you're just suddenly losing 2 lanes. But that's kind of like, I don't know if you can think
Radiant
about that
team
too
back.
much in a draft. You got to make sure you're covering
Team
your
secrets
bases and
turn
having
to
something that
battle.
works. Overall, yeah. If I talk about my favorite things about the Slark pick from game 1, it was definitely Nisha making it look more active than I thought it could be. I really felt that this hero was quite slow and wanted to farm and scale up as a core, but
10
Nisha made sure to
seconds remaining.
join his team to rotate on the side lanes and apply a little bit of pressure,
5
get kills where he
seconds
could,
remaining.
start to get up those stacks on the essence shift, and then itemizing differently, you know, going for that Echo Saber. Was it Echo
Diffusal
Saber? It was
blade.
definitely Diffusal Blade, yeah. Diffusal Blade, he had that. And fighting a lot and giving Chrysalis the space to be more of a carry.
Nice, he's still got his pick to come. A lot of targeting now from Team Secret against Miracle, though. His Sniper, his Shadow Fiend. Some of these faster tempoed heroes. There's the Faceless Void as well.
Yeah, don't want to play Slark into that too much. The matchup's definitely better nowadays, I think, since you have the Depth Shroud. Is that the name of it?
Yes.
Yeah, the Shard. So if your teammates get chronoed, you can just like throw that down. But still, it's, you know, it's a chrono.
10 seconds
At the end of the day, and the hero's really good right now.
Enigma. Got rid of the Invoker. A hero that sometimes can contend with the Bat, just with the tornadoes and cold snaps when he's diving you. Queen of Pain is still out there as an option.
Yeah, one more ban. Are you gonna use it on supports or a
Radiant
mid?
team
Looks like it'll be that Storm. You know, for how confident Stormstormer was picking Bat into Storm in the early of this patch, right? It feel like as time's gone on, everyone is just still banning Storm against the Bat.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you have that Undying as well, and you just think it's like too good to kind of give away.
I just don't want to be facing up against it. Even when you're picking this Blink Initiation from Earthshaker.
10
Good way
seconds
to
remaining.
keep Death Prophet away from objectives or stop them from chasing you. Because right now, Secret
5
have
seconds
the
remaining.
makings of an exceptional chase draft with Pounce and the speed of DP to get in on top of you.
Team
So does
secrets
Nigma.
turn to pick.
Earthshaker, even without Blink, is going to be able to use Fissure to sort of catch you and help. Like, especially Slark, who's going to usually use Dark Pact and then pounce away. Earthshaker can actually just follow up with that with Fissure if he has the option. Alright, and this hit from Fog, going to be able to add that pressure. Like, for Slark, he's going to be playing this game thinking, okay, what threatens me? It's Earthshaker.
Oh,
Catching me
wow.
with that Fissure. Because a Bat Rider running him down with Boost of Travel is not that scary. You know, like... well, it's a little scary, but at the very least, you see it coming, you have ways to deal with it, and you can maybe buy enough time for your teammates to come connect to you and help you.
Secrets turn
And
to
2
battle.
counter picks against the Earthshaker, Clock and Rubik.
Yeah.
Gonna be able to steal that Fissure, get in on top of them with a hookshot battery assault. It's just, life is a living hell when you're against the Clock as an Earthshaker. Looks
It's
like,
really, really hard, yeah.
looks like Nigma then going to put the Bat 3.
10 seconds
Mind Control
remaining.
has played it several times in the past couple of months. But definitely something they can do. And
5
giving Leshrac to
seconds
Sumail,
remaining.
like you were saying at the start of the draft, they've looked incredible when he's the one leading the team, going in, starting team fights with this kind of tanky move speed build he's been going for.
Obviously, picking these 2 supports here, they wanted to leave Slark flexible.
Radiant team
But
team
this-
secrets turn
I wonder
to
how much it
battle.
threatens them or pressures them in the draft on Secret, knowing, oh, we have to put this Slark as a carry now. I guess you're still matching it into Batrider, so you're happy.
And then where do you put the DP? She's still open to go mid or off lane, right?
Yeah, I wonder how that matchup is
10
for
seconds
Lesh.
remaining.
Can't be bad. Probably just trade farm.
Yeah, probably.
5 seconds.
And I kind of want
remaining.
DP to be with the Clockwork. That's such a strong off lane.
It is. They don't get to choose though on Team Secret because they don't have last pick overall of the draft. Like they have to decide where they're putting it. You know, if you're going into a blind carry matchup, I think DP is a lot stronger than whatever Secret can pick here. So I think Secret need to just pick a different mid laner. Like you mentioned, Quap.
Yeah, it's true. They banned Beastmaster there because Miracle has also played Lesh. So I talked about the potential for Mind Control to play Bat, but there's also the ability here for Sumail to play Bat, Lesh to go safe lane, or even just pick a third hero that goes mid now.
Oh, you're right. Alright, this is too confusing to think about. I'm just going to think about what they need instead. So they have a lot of magical damage right now. There's not really any physical scaling damage. There's no one... They have the tower taking in Leshrac, but they don't have something that just scales up, can fight into these BKBs super hard. You have like a bit of BKB control, but not the actual damage. Something, you know, that a carry PA would bring, for example. Playing into this Slug, you know, Bloodseeker's gone, Faceless Void gone. Those are probably the two biggest ones. Anything that does AoE damage, we've seen people enjoy picking Pudge as an option, even if it's not like necessarily great into the Essence Shift. They'll take Spectre. Okay.
They keep that global presence up, right? There's that common trend for Nigma throughout all of these games in the qualifiers. They've liked the Prophet, the Io, the Boots of Travel Batrider, Miracle Spectre. They want to dogpile on heroes and make initiations really work out for them. So yeah, it will be the MC Bat, Sumail mid Leshrac, Miracle, the carry Spectre here. As Nisha, the Pangolier, come out in that mid lane, while Resolution will grab the DP, so everything now set in stone.
I can't help but feel like both teams are really happy here, because that Pango got banned out in like first phase in the first game of the series, right? You have a Sumail going out on his Leshrac, you have Nisha going out on his Pango. I think both these players are going to be potentially looking like the stars of each side, and just how their games go could impact this last match so heavily. A Pango with a good start with this Diffusal Blade could absolutely like be able to fight back into Batrider, make his game much harder. If Sumail wanting to output all that magical damage, Pango roll doesn't really care about anything other than the whatever the W's called my brain kaput after all these great games.
On Lesh, the Edict?
Yes, Edict, thank you. And Spectre I like a lot. It just gives them what I wanted, that, you know, physical damage, the kind of scaling core that's going to give them that late game security.
Yeah, the ability to take Roche with Desolate damage as well, always handy to have.
Yeah.
There's that weird kind of back and forth between Spectre and Slark, though. You know, Slark can go Silver Edge. He's pretty good against these tanky heroes, stacking up Essence Shift. But Spectre's also got Haunt and the potential to have that Aghanim's mini Haunt as well to jump away and disengage from the Slark when needed. And here we go. Game 3, all on the line. A victory here keeps you in the running for TI Quals. Now, the winner does still have to win another series to get towards last chance qualifier. But a loss here, of course, means that your TI run ends. Super important for both of these teams and both of these captains. You know, they've been the heart and soul of Dota 2 for a decade or more now. Puppey and Kuroki. Puppey still an all-timer for TI. Kuroki lost his streak last year. Looking to reclaim glory, get back to the international.
Heartbreaking no matter who loses here, for sure. But let's get into it, man.
It's been a long road for Nigma as well, right? Dropping to Div 2, trying to get their way back up, coming into TI Quals.
Oh, you're just making me sad.
I mean, they've been showing, though, building up and proving they are still, you know, a top-tier team. Secret haven't been able to break them yet.
Yeah, this long road through the qualifier. One will end here, but one will go on. There's looking like, honestly, just the top tier EU-US teams right now. Seeing all these games playing out, I feel like there's been so many close matches, so many high-skill plays coming out. I'm just so hyped to be watching some good Dota.
Battle begins.
All right, it's going to be exciting, though, no matter which way you're coming from. Bounty runes 2 apiece. No fighting over the runes, just going to go for the safety. And we'll have our lane set up for us. There's Sumail on the Lesh. Heading into mid against the Nisha Pango. Blocking up their waves. And also always looking for that bottle early on. And it feels like Secret have got pretty good ways of guarding runes here, with the Rubik and the Clockwork both very adept at guarding water runes and playing actively towards the mid lane.
It's going to be really important, especially because you're playing a ranged hero with a magic harass into a melee, right? You want to be able to get that sustain from the war runes to, you know, stay in the lane, be able to last hit. I think like Nisha's going to be able to fight back with this shield crash, yeah, to like secure range creep and also deal a little bit of damage. But yeah, it's hard, right? You're playing into a stun from Sumail, who's going to be able to like deny your range creeps with that. You know, Nisha doesn't have that same luxury.
And Nigma tri-laning up top to safeguard Miracle's early laning stage. GH and Kuroki already forcing Puppey to expend quite a bit of his regen, and they're both just hiding behind their tower. And this does leave Mind Control in a 1v2 down bottom, and Zayats is making Nigma pay for this decision. A lot of damage onto MC, but he's actually playing aggressively, waiting for the battery assault to expire, getting a lot of that Firefly and Napalm damage on the clock. And it looks like he's okay just to stay in the lane for now. As the dive up top, this is where you need your TPs to be active from Secret. Match the aggression from Nigma. Defend your Rezo DP, and now it's try versus try.
You never want to try lane into an Undying, seriously. It is just so rough. And Clockwork's a fantastic supporter doing all this damage. Like he's going to get all this battery assault out now on Miracle. But when you start to skirmish and take fights, I mean, you're going to be having more opportunities for these double hero decays. You know, when the tombstone goes down, it can go two ways, right? You have more heroes that can sit there and click it down and kill it, but at the same time, you know, a good placement, a good ability to defend it, which you have with the Earthshaker Fisher, right? You could seriously get some good kills there going in. I guess the only rough thing is that you're playing with a Spectre. Usually when you have these tri-lanes, you like an aggressive carry, you know, some Sven, something with a stun, a CK, you know, Miracle maybe a little bit weaker here on that Spectre, but still with a little bit of burst from the dagger to come out. Just definitely valuing maybe the DP a little bit more there in terms of trades.
Yeah, and GH, he was stuck in behind that tower and had to make a long run back, TP home. So Nigma a little exposed this next 20 seconds or so. Now they've moved things around. Chrysalis in a 1v1 against the Mind Control Bat Rider. I was just watching Zayats here, getting his battery assault damage in. Forced away by the 9 Mango Undying. Yeah, it's got to feel decent for Chrysalis. The Slok, decent against the Bat, but again, top. They get the drag back. Kuroki surrounded. Decent Fisher from GH, but Zayats is there with the Cogs trapping in the Undying, getting first blood for Secret.
That's great for them, taking advantage of Undying still being level 1. Right, because that's probably the worst thing about a tri-lane is the experience deficit that you end up getting on supports, because you want to give your XP to your carry, your cores, whoever needs it. I think for someone like Spectre, it's actually a little bit better because he just wants to focus on hitting creeps, right? So he doesn't mind you kind of sitting and taking his XP. He's not super XP dependent the way some other carries are. But still, yeah. And level 1 Undying. Getting a little bit of out of position.
A little bit sad for him.
Yeah.
Chrysalis gets battered by the Bat Rider, but GH pretty far forward here. Does have Kuroki holding his hands as they go up and block the small camp.
Now he's got that tombstone. Hitting 4 minutes, getting that XP.
Yeah, it looks like down bottom things have become a little more challenging for Chrysalis without a support there. And relying on one charges, and of course, pre-level 6, you don't have that guaranteed regen. You're just here by the tower trying to use the tower protection to heal back up. So MC is taking a nice firm grasp on his bottom lane.
Yeah.
A few CS ahead.
He's even expending money on a salve, which he's bringing to himself.
I'm try and use some of that mana up so he can wand as well later on down the line.
Yeah. But I like this tri-lane idea a lot from Nigma, just because your Spectre is going to be so pivotal to you. I think the build that China was going, because they were the ones picking it the most during Tour 3 and stuff, they were going like Manta, Ags, and Basha. I think those were like the 3 biggest items. Sometimes they didn't go the Ags. But yeah, overall, those were kind of like the big ones. And it's really good and effective. And you're playing into Secret, who have 2 supports like Clockwork and Rubik, right? You want to utilize this clock to get in there and find your Shaker. But when he's being kind of having an illusion sticking on him, it can be really hard to kind of navigate around that to get the angle that you want.
Yeah, the clock is good against Earthshaker, but against zombies and Spectre illusions, there's a lot of noise there that Zayats has got to play around. And of course, giving vision with the horn, always useful. And Zayats on the run back, good telekinesis in, trying to aim GH, but Tombstone, it'll keep Secret at bay. Miracle continues just to chip away at Puppey. Just a poke and a prod there. There's Miracle. Gets a dagger out as well. Puppey and Zayats dropping incredibly low to these decays of Kuro. But nobody dropping. Everyone incredibly low.
Radiant are scanning.
There's a bit of
Kuroki
damage on the
started
tier 1.
Yeah, he started this lane with 7 mangoes. It was 7 mangoes, and then he brought out 2 more. He actually has just gone so hard in on these mangoes, as well as being in a tri lane and getting stick charges. I don't know if he'll ever run out of mangoes.
Nisha is going on mid. But Sumail has raindrops, Fairy Fire, and the wand to keep him alive. So the Pango trying to aim for GH, but a good little move there next to the ramp, pushed up by the Pango roll. So Nisha's first Rolling Thunder not coming to much. They're even looking for the kill back on him. And Sumail not gonna launch the Split Earth just there. Bottle refill for Nisha as well.
At least it's only an illusion rune. It's probably how Secret feel.
Chrysalis.
Straight in.
He has to Shadow Dance bottom. Yeah, Nisha escapes from mid. I'll go back on Sumail and burst him down with Zayats having those nice cogs placed in on top of him. And Chrysalis and Mind Control also were having a battle bottom with Puppey's rotation looking for a kill.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a mistake there. I guess a miscalculation, thinking how tanky he would be, and being able to just use that illusion rune. Maybe he thought Zayats had left. They had a ward, but maybe it didn't quite see him. Either way, unfortunate for him. And a good kill for Nisha.
Amazing what you found laying around.
Well, Sumail will just come back in the lane. Push it out quickly. Think about his next move. This is giving a lot of room now to Miracle and Resolution. Get some farm under their belts. The tri-lane's broken down and just overall laning phase breaking down here. As people do start to rotate and look for picks. Down at bottom, Chrysalis, he's eyeing up Mind Control. Puppey in behind the Slark. But then you've also got GH there ready with a Fisher. At a moment's notice, he can stop the aggression.
Yeah, right now they're thinking about how they can use their Pango for sure. His role is backup. It's kind of like, okay, can we bring a support mid and get that kill on Sumail with it? Can I stop a dive if someone goes? Like, where can he use his TP? I think, oh, he's used his role instead just to secure that Arcane Rune.
Yeah.
He's heading top with it.
He is coming up here. Zayats is going to keep vision on Kuroki. So Nisha can come in with a big swashbuckle. Stick charges the decay a bit. A tankiness for Kuro's Undying. Doesn't get the tombstone down in time. And another Fisher from GH. Will keep Miracle safe. And down at bottom, Chrysalis. Another 1v1 fight with Mind Control. Every time he expends the Firefly, though, there's a window here for Secret to play around this movement from Puppey. Coming in from the left-hand side. Fade Bolt, Telekinesis, dragging back into Chrysalis damage. Zayats even arriving here to help out and give a bit of moral support. Vision from the Rocket Flare and another pounce. Allows Chrysalis to get the takedown on MC's bat.
A little bit of relief there for Chrysalis. Now he's 6 as well. He gets all that health regen, so he can just start to farm the lane, not have to worry too much. You have that max Dark Pack, so he's able to farm camps as well. You should see his farm accelerate a little bit. Miracle, on the other hand, he doesn't really have that, like, ability to farm hardcore in the jungle, so he's much more reliant on this lane. Luckily, it seems like he's doing a fairly good job. He has a lot of stats. That one that treads. It seems that DP isn't able to really force him out, so that tri-lane at the beginning, just giving him that decent enough start to be able to just sit here in the lane. And they're bringing Sumail top now. It is really good for them at some point to take this tower. It's already at half health. It looks like Secret are kind of keyed into this idea, and they're just going to run top themselves with that roll ready.
They've got that deep ward. Zayats breaks vision. And Nisha, he rolls in towards Sumail. A little risky, though, going under tier 1 with GH's arrival. Could cause problems here for Secret if they go too far. And they'll quickly realize that. They forced rotations. They've bought a bit of time. Get Chrysalis. A bit of farm down bottom. Puppey can try and hit 6 mid. Everyone looking for the weaknesses in the chain here.
That's one of the nice things that Nisha is doing, at least, is that every time he makes these rotations, he's very quick to kind of run back to mid for either a rune or to farm. Spot Sumail.
Yeah, getting chased by the Pango. Down the bottom, Crystallis going to try and dip back, but Sumail, he's going to get taken down by Nisha. Just a straight-up solo kill without the roll. And that is a huge kill for Nisha to have. He's now halfway through level 9. Well on his way to Diffusal Blade. Top of the net worth on his Pango, and he's causing issues for Miracle Spectre. We might have to see Nigma swap their lanes around. You know, put Mind Control top, have the Miracle Spectre go bottom where it may be a little safer for him.
Rezo with his Exo, definitely looking to use it. Their two choices are either to just force top and take that or go for the mid, but I think it makes most sense just with him up here to rotate Nisha instead and take it. And as well, that gives you an easier access into this triangle too, and then it kind of makes it obvious where Miracle's farming.
Yeah, just use the Exo there with the catapult behind you. Nigma trying to reposition themselves. Thinking about defending this around the glyph. But you see Zayat's ready with a hook shot. GH does get his Echo Slam up. Potential here, but Zayat has his number. Keeps the vision on him. Echo will catch two of them, but no follow through. But look at Rezo. Needed that fair fire in the wand. He's got a greedy build with the boost of travel, speeding away, but Miracle's in. Haunting towards the Death Prophet, trying to take her down. Mind Control giving chase as well. They should find Rezo here, but he's got so many heals. The ghosts come back at the perfect time. Straight to full HP as Zayat's the only loss the Secret will suffer as the tower falls. Nigma trying to react to this, but not getting what they needed.
You gotta try and deal with that ward on that high ground if you're Enigma soon. And that ward is given so much information to Secret to try and keep making these plays and force these rotations. And like your cores are getting out completely alive. I mean, Miracle is being harassed so much top. At some point you have to realize he's not getting as much as he wants right now from being top. You either commit more heroes up here to get kills and give her that space, or yeah, like you said earlier, they could just try rotating him to another lane. The problem is, as soon as he commits the TP, maybe they run at him and then they force him to use his ult, and they just gonna maybe just try and keep him moving. I can see them moving though for this bot tower.
Yeah, they know GH is TP down here and he is all alone. Rezo and Zayat try and track back for him. Fisher delays the inevitable death of GH and does slow down the push on the tier 1 as well. But every kill on the Earthshaker always feels good. You're delaying that blink or the shard, stopping his teamfight contributions from coming too early on.
I actually didn't check and realize that Rezo had boost of travel.
Yeah, he had it in the top fight. That's how he sped away from all of them.
Yeah, I think you even mentioned it.
Yeah.
It just didn't click in my brain until I saw him TPing onto that wave.
Well, I said it and it didn't even click for me. Hook shot from Zayat. Fine Kuroki. On Nigma, they were coming down here to try to defend as a unit, but Secret, they've got 5 heroes here. You can't come in piecemeal one by one. Bat has to TP home. And Leshrac forced back to tier 2s by Nisha.
You can feel that the change up here. With no IO, I feel like Sumail is playing a lot more, you know, just not as fast, a little bit more scared, has to be wary. He can't just run in and rely on that heal.
It's going to be so conservative, doesn't he?
Yeah. Crystal's trying to get that farm up here, but they're just going to push him off. When is the EXO up? They have the EXO. They're taking bot without needing it. Now they can kind of sweep through this bot jungle.
Yeah, they've got multiple angles of attack in towards mid now.
Yeah, you want to use that EXO for mid tower for sure. And then you can maybe wait and use the next one for Roche.
Another kill on GH. It's coming. Telekinesis into the Pango roll. Stolen Lightning Storm and the final swashbuckle will do the trick. Hook shot from Zayat. Where's that? It's deep. Behind tier 1 in the mid lane. Does force Kuro to throw the tombstone down to try and match what Secret are bringing to this mid, and they'll lasso Nisha. A big kill if they can have it, but he's tanky. He's got the illusion into pop to get away from Sumail's split earth, and Rezo, he's got the exorcism, chasing forward with a 2-man silence. The Secret calming things down in the mid as they kill Miracle top. Crystallis gets the solo kill on the Spectre.
I didn't see that. How did that happen?
I don't know, but they're going in for more. Sheepo Sumail getting caught out by the Nisha Pango. In comes Rezo with the Spirit Siphons bursting through the Sumail Lash. Secret are running away with this game here. Match 3 and it's 12-1. A 6k lead for Secret. Not meant to be, says Rezo.
Jesus, it is unrelenting pressure. And they're doing such a good job of it. This ward is still up on that high ground in the triangle. Like, Secret are just seeing everything. they know where Nigma's playing. They know that Spectre just cannot really farm this jungle so easily. Like, it's so hard for him to come back in this game, and they're putting so much lane pressure on everywhere.
Sumail completely out of mana. Like you were saying a few moments ago, without this IO, he doesn't have that battery of mana to sustain the amount of damage that comes out of Pulse Nova. Rezo being eyed up top, but he's already safely behind his tier 1, even pinging to say, hey, do we want to defend this, or do we just let it fall?
I think you might have to let that tower go down there.
Yeah.
In return, you're pressuring bot. You know,
Yeah.
always getting something.
Triple range creep, catapult wave, and mind control. He's TP'd here. Zayat, he's right next to him. Has hookshot ready, and he'll go straight for the bat. Nisha in with his rolling thunder. Not such a long cooldown. He's using it every time it comes up. And Batrider not having a game anymore. 0-2-1. He's got these bots, but needs Blink, needs BKB. It's across the board from Nigma. We need Blink on Earthshaker. We need BKBs up on this Batrider. Spectre needs the Manta style. Another 10 minutes. It feels like Nigma needs to actually get the items to rally around their squad and defend objectives.
It does feel like a case of where they're getting sort of picked off one by one, or just someone's dying and they're not taking the full fight that they really can, because they have a lot of things that allow them to fight. You have this tombstone, for example. Even just having Fissure is still pretty decent, right? And how many times have we seen Batrider able to just get a little bit of a chase down, throw that flame break back, and lasso out of position? If you can drag someone from secret out of position, you can definitely fight. And they had that idea, right? They TP the back bottom. They're kind of waiting. I think they didn't. I'm not sure how their comms were like. Maybe they didn't expect Secret to be able to dive there, or didn't know that Zayat was already in position. But I think they wanted to defend it. And it is a really good idea, especially when you have the glyph. Because when you activate it, it gives the split shot, does so much damage. Like 17 minutes, you're not really strong enough to tank it if you take a full-on fight there. But yeah, they weren't quite set up to take it. I think maybe playing a little bit more around this side lane pickoffs if you can chase someone down with this bat.
Hex, they're trying to match Secret instead of looking for moves of their own. It's leading to their downfall now with almost a 10k lead for Secret and another aggressive smoke.
Yeah.
Hunting in the triangle. Get the D ward up there as well. As we start to think about Roshan, if a teamfight victory is brought, they'll pounce onto Miracle. He doesn't have horns, no mana for it. So Crystallis and Nisha take down the late game security Nigma were trying to build up. As Kuro Sumail, they'll spot Zayat. Flame breaking back, but he's got hookshot and cogs. This chaotic team fight, presence from the Clockwork, opening up for Secret here to maybe play back in towards the Lash. DP in from the back with the Exo. Resolution chases mind control, BKB's up and finds the finish on him and Sumail. Team Secret stomping all over Nigma here in game 3.
And he got this axe now. God damn, the range, the ability to get across the map.
I mean, this DP, it's first phase banned against Rezo for a good reason. Gonna rename himself to Rexo in a second as he'll take this Roshan down quickly.
The spirit of Lacoste lives on.
You gotta do it. This is Roshan for Secret. Nigma are positioning themselves with Blink Echo at the ready. They can pull the trigger on this jump. The Horn, the Echo. He doesn't blink forward. Trying to focus Crystallis, but this is doom and gloom as Puppey steals the Echo and they get 2 more kills. Nigma, what can you do? Zayat has a hook shot. If he can get a glimpse of vision on someone, they can reinitiate, but they're back into the pit to secure the Rosh and the Aegis for themselves. Another failed attempt. Another woeful team fight from Nigma.
Did his blink get cancelled by Zayat? I couldn't tell if it was that or if he just decided he wanted to echo there.
I'm not too sure, but Miracle's dying. Sheepo, they're just losing everything, bleeding out left and right.
It's really just spiraling out of control. It feels like I mean, they're even seeing mind control. I'm gonna miss that.
TP home.
Yeah, all their little options are things that they have and are getting. Yeah, we're getting this item. Yeah, we're getting this level. Yeah, we're getting this spell. But it's never enough.
Yeah, you're losing your Lash. Yeah, you got a hookshot in from Zayat. He gets the split earth down as Sumail and tries to heal up with his wand, but it's never enough. Crystallis with 9 perma stacks of Agi up. Even diving in with his Aghanim Scepter, pouncing towards Kuro and GH. Mid-tier 2 looking a little worse for wear. And with this Slark, like you've been talking about the past few games and series, the warding battle is just so impossible for Nigma. Every observer ward they have is being dewarded.
Yeah. Whenever Slark is ahead, the map just becomes so tiny. It's not just the wards as well. It's having this Axe, the double leap, the range on it. Like, even if you find a little space to farm or a little space to try and recover, right? Like, he is able to catch you and hunt you down and chase you. These boosts of travel synergizing so well with that on the DP. Right? It feels like Nigma really need some way to help disengage. Again, these 4-staffs, something in the future maybe to look towards. Like your Bat Rider, he's trying to get a blink just so they can try and get a good initiation for themselves. If they can catch that DP, for example, and burst her down.
Just look at the freedom the Chrysalis has, though. He lurks, he jumps, he finds the Spectre. The stun will connect with the Fisher on top. Chrysalis being chain disabled, but he's got the Shadow Dance, and now the DP with the Exo will come back in with a sick hook shot from Zayat, finding Sumail's Leshrac. Down you go into the grave, and Chrysalis is hunting for more. Miracle TP's home, Spectre's out of there. They safeguard their carry, but Kuro, he's caught up in the pounce, leashed up. A good Fisher defensively will allow the Undying to escape, but it opens the tier 2 for Rezo to utilize his Exo, get the objectives they need. And the Age is still in the hands of the Slark for 2 minutes 40. Even if they killed him the once there, the fight would have fallen apart regardless.
A moment of peace for Nigma. And I say peace in that I think they're going to wait for next Exo to even attempt to take high ground. But at that point, your Aegis has expired. Alright, so if they're feeling confident enough, they might still play for it. But if they're playing to be careful and not to throw, we might see Secret wait until the next rush. That gives Nigma a plethora of opportunities to try and make a move, make something come back. You have this Echo Blink, you have this Tombstone. You know, there's always an opportunity to take some fight around a high ground ward, which could be well in your favor. This Slark, he does not have a BKB, right? He can still die to the damage from the Leshrac. So Nigma definitely have, you know, something in this game, even though it is a 16k lead.
They've got options. They do have that overwhelming team fight if they can get the jump. But they need vision to do it. They need smoke, some kind of surprise maneuver. They are all green-lit. Everyone's got all their abilities ready. But Secret...
Yeah, it's the main problem, right? Secret are just going to come up, take your tier 2 towers. They always ready to jump you at notice. They have this long range from both Slark Leap and the hook shot. At a moment's notice.
Yeah, Enigma don't even want to show on lanes. Sumail was thinking about pushing bot, but it is too scary on the map right now.
And look at this play, right? The problem of this smoke is that they think that Nigma have tried to push out of the map because they showed top. They're like, okay, they're just going to be farming bot, right? Let's sweep through it with a smoke and get a pick off on whoever's trying to farm outside the map. But they're not doing it. They're just sitting in their base. They're actually just...
The surprise move. Zayat's in such a good position here. He could break the smoke. But Nigma, they found their way around him. Weaseling their way into that bottom jungle. Haunt spots Rezo. They'll get the Blink Lasso. This is a huge kill for Nigma. They'll look to take him down, but the Death Shroud, not quite enough to keep him alive. But in comes the roll, and the Slark pouncing in. Oh, aim for the Spectre and the Lesh. Oh, Sumail dropping so low so quickly. He's gone. Now the pounce back into the Undying. Chrysalis and Nisha open up on Miracle. Nigma Galaxy losing 3 off the back of that initiation. It looked good to start with, but Zayat is aiming for more. Mind control on the retreat. The hook shot didn't land. Try and get in on towards GH now instead. MC blinks away. That rider's out there, and GH TPs too.
MC's just getting what he can on this little brief escapade outside of their base for that TP back. And this is where the net worth lead really comes into play. Right, you get that DP kill. Honestly, like, fantastic start for Nigma in that fight, but you still have Nisha with an Ags, a Diffusal Blade, all these levels. Same with Chrysalis. They're both so tanky, they're both so farm, they have so many levels. They don't need DP to kill your team.
Yeah, they've got Nisha and Chrysalis just to roll on over. I've got to say, Zayat on his Clockwork has had a spectacular time. He's contending with zombies and Spectre illusions and all this nonsense. But he's finding the lines, finding that chaos in the team fight with the cogs pushing people around or locking Sumail in place. And right now he's that smoke blocker, making sure that no one's coming through that bottom jungle and there's no one really farming down bottom wave either.
when you're lacking all this vision, you're just scared. You're terrified. You're like, we don't know where they are. We don't know where they're playing. They could be bot. They could be top. You know, and using this, Secret increased their net worth lead because they can farm 2 heroes in the triangle, 1 hero bot, and 2 behind them in their own jungle because Nigma don't know. They can't smoke up knowing, yeah, they're definitely split up right now because the threat is always there. The ability to connect is always there. You have the boost of travel. It's so risky and hard, and you're playing without the vision of seeing, like, Clockwork is pushing just from fog with the rocket flare, right? He's not even putting himself in the position to get grabbed by Nigma.
Yeah, and they got this deep ward down that's actually spotted Nigma come in to try and de-ward bottom. They kind of know that they're either in their base or smoking out top because they've pushed in bot, pushed in mid. That's what Crystallis is looking for right now as a Slark. He's smoke hunting at the moment, trying to figure out if there's any vision placed by Nigma up here as well. And this might be their last-ditch effort. Now, one team fight here could bring them back into the game, but it could also lose them the match.
They're looking for anything. I mean, these are the moves that you have to make. You cannot just sit and wait for this slow death. As the net worth lead increases for Secret, right? This smoke up, waiting in the trees. If a single hero shows, you know, it's still... Oh, are they gonna find Rip? Ooh, he's fine. Close, though. But, yeah, I mean, you gotta... You don't know exactly where they are, but they're probably not sitting as 5. Now, that's not how you win when you're ahead, necessarily. Alright, so if they can just get that quick grab with the lasso, then they're gonna hunt for it. They're gonna look for it. They gotta try. They gotta try, Gary.
Yeah, they've got to throw everything they've got at this. And they finally de-ward that deep observer that's been causing them so many issues the past 3 minutes. But Secret, they're all together. No one is left alone. And are spreading wide across the map to keep the pressure onto Enigma Galaxy here. And Miracle, the only one who feels safe, showing on a wave. And a reasonably fast Roshan respawn is going to lead to a big clash around the pit. Enigma might be running out of smokes at this point, though. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, they've got 1 on GH, so they do have the opportunity to leave their base. But we see Zayat's in position to break it. Enigma again, good angle to move around these smoke breakers. But there's Crystallis. The Slark on the front lines, and Nisha, Swashbuckle and Rolling Thunder. Hook shot onto Mind Control. The Fisher tries to block them away, but Nisha's in with Crystallis, finding the kill on the Bat Rider now, and they look towards Sumail on the left-hand side. Kuroki being ripped apart by Resolution's DP, and the tombstone's down. 2 kills for Secret again, just holding Nigma back and making sure this dominant position on the map isn't relinquished.
How annoying. The one thing you're looking for is just a hero to jump, and it's always that pesky Slark using his Dark Pact, making it impossible. You just can't jump. There's no way for you to know that he's, you know, wound it up and clicked it in time, unless you're checking like your 1 charges maybe, because then it does show that he's used it. But that's it. It's hard and it's risky, and you can't really, you know, risk it. So I don't know. Maybe Nigma can get a couple more things before the next big fight, before this fight for Roche. I mean, Roche is up right now, so it's definitely scary, but you want like your Earthshaker level 12, right? More damage on that Echo Slam. Maybe you want to see Kuroki get that Tombstone maxed out. Your mind Control, obviously very far away from that BKB, not really something you can rely on here. He's
behind the Clockwork in net worth. And after having a decent laning stage, it really has been a downhill slide for Mind Control's bat.
Yeah, he's very underfarmed, and it's hard. You can't take this farm, the small amount trickling into your base. You have to give it to Miracle. You have to give it to your carry. You know, as a Bat Rider, all you can really do is go for this blink, and he's not going to go for a real greedy BKB anymore. He's going for the 4-staff, and I think that is the correct play. You need these 4-staffs to try and get your team out. Come on.
Drag people into Fountain.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing to go for.
Sumail steps out. Sumail's been caught. Self-fuels. Crystallis has his BKB up, so the hook shot in from Zayat's going to lock the Lash in place. The Horn coming through, allowing Miracle to maybe get on top of some of these dire support heroes, but Crystallis just diving into the base. Sumail's still alive. The Echo Slam from GH, but the Rolling Thunder. Nisha causes chaos, allows the Dark Pact to come out, along with a Shadow Dance, and Secret to sweep through them. Every member of Nigma demolished by Nisha's Rolling Thunder. 2 buybacks required, but I just don't see it happening.
It is very hard. I mean, Rezo is such a beast right now. Running through Crystallis. Yeah, couldn't kill him. He's got so much regen coming out from that ult into the Depth Shroud. He's just regen. You can't target him, even with all this AoE damage. There's just not enough in the tank.
Yeah, and they've got these multiple boots of travels just jumping from lane to lane. Like Nisha now going to TP home to refill with Rezo, and then they can return to the Roche pit thinking about that Aegis. There's even a DD room spawning outside the pit for them as well. But here we can see it. Lesh just stepping out of that base a bit too far. I mean, he was tanky enough to get back to high ground with the soul rips and the heals that he had behind him. But the timing on this, as we see Chrysalis dive, he got so close to dying with that Echo Slam and Chain Stun, and then Nisha comes in, saves the day.
Actual champion. And every moment that ticks by, it gets harder and harder to take these fights for Nigma because Clockwork's finished a Lotus Orb. You just stick that on your Slark, and now it's literally impossible to ever lasso him. Maybe you don't even care about him. Maybe you think he's just absolutely fine. Put it on your DP. You know, let Rezo get that full damage off from Exorcism. I mean, this Lotus Orb is just a free live, it feels like, versus the Batrider, which is their main tool to try and win these fights so they can get anyone out of position. And on top of that, like, Nisha's buying an Eon Disc. You know, when you're ahead, you might see someone get cocky. I'm just going to buy damage items. I'm just going to buy, you know, things that let me do more, like a Shiva's Guard. I want a Shiva's Guard. But he knows the only way we lose this game is if I get lassoed and pulled into that base. So by buying this Eon Disc, he is completely just removing the ability for Nigma to pull themselves back in.
Perfect optimization. I'm just wondering what that pause was. You know, we've had puppy pause, we've had Finol pause, tactical pause. This felt like a Kuroki pep talk pause. Get the morale back up in your team because they've got to be feeling down and out. 4-31 with a 33k lead over on Secret. Another Roshan going into their hands as well. You need your captain to lift your spirits. And that's what Kuroki can potentially do here. Just remind them, we've got Miracle on Spectre. We've got GH on Earthshaker. We have these tools to win team fights and go late game. We've not lost the tier 3 yet. And that's a royal we from Kuroki's perspective.
Yeah, it would be nice for sure if GH could get his shard before the next fight. Just add that little bit extra way to hold your high ground and put a little bit of pressure out from range. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. There's so many items you need and so little farm trickling in. Everything really is just in your Spectre, and even she's just scared and uncomfortable. There's a lot of magic damage, a lot of control, and all he has really is a Manta style and half of a Skadi. I mean, he's nearly finished it. He's got his courier prepped and ready to grab that last bit. They're just going to funnel every little wave that comes into him that they can.
Get the Spectre big. That's all they can hope for. Chrysalis cruises up top to push out wave. The rest of them, they went down bottom as they do get a lasso haunt. Finding Puppy. That's a kill. Not going to get much off the back of it. And that was 2 ultis, right? So you've got a minute and a half now at the least where Secret, they can exploit it. Hook shot in. Good Fisher, but the Rolling Thunder looking for Sumail. Chrysalis will move in. The self-fuel from the Lesh. Gonna save him for a second or two, but he's being turned on quickly by the BKB and the Rolling Thunder with no buyback on Sumail. It's really dangerous for Nigma now to continue fighting. They'll lose the Batrider in their base. And Team Secret with this Exo can think about pushing high ground again. Tier 3 mid, just 260 HP remaining. And Slark still with Aegis in his hands. Can waltz up the ramp. Get onto tier 3s and look for this first lane of barracks against Nigma.
That Lesh kill was so big as well, just for the defense.
All the damage from Chrysalis. They kill Earthshaker. There's no Blink Echo. There's no buybacks. There's no Spectre soon. Chrysalis forces them back to Fountain. It's a 1v5 now.
He's just so farmed, Gary.
He is incredibly strong. And on they move. Tier 3 bottom. Unlock the base. Close this one out. One step closer to that lower bracket final. Team Secret looking to knock out Nigma Galaxy here. The Battle of the Ages. It started off with a bang. Game 2 was tight, but Game 3 has been a one-way street for Secret.
40k net worth lead up now.
Ending with a bit of a fizz for Nigma.
Yeah.
They will respawn in time to defend their top lane, though. And we are still waiting for this Blink Echo from GH to make the difference. But look at Zayat. He's on the Spectre. Chrysalis in. We'll get the pounce. They're focusing in onto Miracle, and he's down. No buyback. Oh, God, it's a disaster for Nigma now. Chrysalis does still have the Aegis, so his first life claimed, sure. But what do you do off the back of it? Undying, Flesh Golem, Tombstone still up, and Soul Rip back to full HP. But Secret, they've retreated. They got 2 lanes. Aegis used to perfection. And this 40k lead just seems insurmountable for Nigma now.
It really is. That kill on Sumail opened everything up for them. The split earth spam with that shard was probably one of the best tools they had to defend their high ground. And with that out of the way, Secret don't care. They'll go in, they'll dive. There's nothing really making them scared. All that AoE damage gone. It doesn't exist. He's in the grave. Again now. Maybe, maybe confident enough here to go in. They have that ward down. They're looking for an opening. Anyone that steps out of line, anyone that steps up to de-ward, they will die instantly. And I think Nigma know.
Yeah, that's why Kuro hasn't gone for it. Tried to get a ward of his own in that mid lane, but that's immediately de-warded by Rezo. And Team Secret, they know that both of these other lanes can naturally push in. Exo's back up, so creeps arriving at the top lane of this Radiant base will mean Rezo moves forward.
No buybacks except on Bat right now.
Rough stuff for Nigma Galaxy. Exceptional position for Team Secret. And they can just stay here. The platform to launch pad themselves up into the high ground, diving the base. Bat Rider, he tried to blink in, but he's dead. Does buy back. Forcing some spells and cooldowns. The BKB in particular from Chrysalis did get utilized. So a bit of a poke from Nigma there to give them another option, another chance to get back in this game.
We traded Bat's buyback for a D-ward on that ward. Big wins, big wins.
Gains.
We got some XP from that, yeah.
And Spec has buyback now.
Wonderful.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But Secret aren't going to give up. They've claimed this land as their own and they want to keep it.
They're playing so nicely, just so clean on Secret. They really don't want to give anything away.
Now it's been crisp.
Yeah, taking the little pickoffs that they can, threatening them, even in their own base, even when no one's really looking for a proper fight. They just applying constant pressure. And now they're going to back it up, continue to increase that lead. They've got their wards down.
Even Puppy has an Eon Disc now. This is going to be very difficult to kill any number of these heroes. You know, Rezo has his disassembled. Pango has his disassembled. Puppy now has one. Slark has a multitude of safety mechanisms with Shadow Dance, Depth Shroud, BKB. Incredibly challenging for Nigma to get that jump.
They're just splitting up to keep farming. And Zayas is just holding the line, sitting on this high ground. If anyone comes, he'll break that smoke. He's ready to delay. He's got that Lotus Orb, so they shouldn't be able to kill him.
And now they swarm in. The hook shot doesn't quite land, but they've got the cogs and the telekinesis. They're going to bring down Miracle quickly. He does have buyback, don't forget. So Nigma with a chance here to fight around Kuro, but he quickly falls to the DD of Chrysalis. No one dying for 30 seconds, so a swift move up top from Team Secret. Exo from Rezo. Shred through the tier 3 tower.
And the DD Chrysalis. Oh, he's scary.
He's a monster. The beast from the deep.
But they give nothing away. Buy back out? Sure, no problem. We'll back off. Roche respawning. Well, we don't know when, but it starts to respawn in 40 seconds. They're even peeking their head in. They know. Comms probably telling each other, alright guys, just force one little thing at a time. They step out, we punish it. But we don't overcommit. We don't give them the slam. We don't give them the lasso to the fountain.
And this is how bad it's got for Nigma as Zayats misses that hook shot. Telekinesis saved from Puppy though as Lasso gonna get cancelled out. Chrysalis got himself away, weaseled himself forward now towards the MC Bat, nearly dead. Chrysalis with the help of Puppy and Zayats do claim the kill while Sumail permanently controlled. And another 2 kills, no buybacks. GH, he tries his best with a Blink Echo slam in, but it's all over now. A buyback from GH will come out, but Team Secret have this game under lock and key.
It is way too hard to do anything. I mean, they're holding on. Maybe Secret runs it 5-man into the fountain. And we gotta hope for something, but it's looking worse and worse.
Yeah, Nisha with this Aghanim Scepter destroying the Spectre of Miracle. Gone for 80. Only GH stands here now, but this is a game you do not call early.
Nope. Well,
GG. It had to come eventually. They waited. 20 minutes of solid domineering by Team Secret. Finally coming to an end with a victory here in Game 3. Dropping out Nigma from TI qualifiers. Commiserations to Nigma, to Kuroki, all the boys on the team, the Nigma fans, and congratulations to Team Secret. I mean, it's not a huge victory as things go in terms of bracket placement. They've got another series to win to get to last chance qualifiers. But in terms of matchups and teams, Secret against Nigma, it's as big as they come.
of course, definitely. And I am just really impressed with how they played that game. They had the complete just patience and playing that game so slowly, so carefully, giving nothing away. They really played like they know that their TI life is on the line, and Puppy's still in it to be an all-timer.
He is, yeah.
Have to see how the rest of this bracket goes, but yeah, what a fun series that was. Obviously, this last game was a stomp, but overall, I mean, I think we saw two teams really give it their best throughout these games.
Yeah, I mean, game 2 in particular, everyone was playing out of their minds. They gave it their all. And there you can see the sadness of Nigma there, having the team huddle.
Yeah.
Honestly, just brief moments of reflection, thinking how long we've had Kuroki as this captain of top teams, and now, unfortunately, not going to TI 2 years in a row. Puppy, of course, going to be incredibly happy with their chances and their position now, heading through this lower bracket. But that series, it comes to an end with a 45-6 scoreline. Team Secret proving to be the better team overall.
Yeah, Secret are insane. I think we saw in their last series, Chrysalis, maybe he wasn't able to really get as involved as we hoped he would, but this series definitely, above and beyond. His slot was fantastic. That Monkey King game 1 as well. I really enjoyed seeing how he's looking. Hopefully they can just, keep this momentum going for themselves and take it all the way to last chance. Maybe even for that TI slot.
Maybe even for that TI slot. You are correct. As we close this series out, wrap it up, and think about our next one coming up in the lower brackets. Into the Breach against Goon Squad. Going to find out who the rivals for Team Secret will be in the lower bracket final as we do move on towards that. A quick break, and we'll return with more Dota 2 action for you.
This is what we live and breathe. For us, it's more than a game. It's a reality where a group of letters can mean everything. Where runes are collected and Aegis can only be won in battle. Where centaurs can give you a ride. Where the true heroes are those in front of the screen. GG Bet. This is real.
Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you've had time to get a snack, a drink, have a few breaths of fresh air as we move on to our next series. Enigma, we just saw dropping out of the TI Qual, Secret moving on, but now we need to figure out who they play against. Into the Breach against Goon Squad is our next best of 3. As you can see, Sheepo, the draft already begun.
Okay, deep breath. I mean, I had 14 minutes of break, but still, I mean, how do you recover from a series like that? It was super stressful, obviously very sad, and yeah, moving on to Goon Squad. I mean, this is the team that knocked Enigma into that lower bracket.
Right, was incredibly strong with that Void, but not having it this game.
Yeah, the team has honestly been pretty damn impressive, and so has Into the Breach. They were knocked down by Team Secret. They are the ones, they took a game off Team Secret even, and have been playing a lot of like third-party tournaments, and just in general, I think that this team can definitely catch you by surprise. And
yeah, it should be pretty evenly matched. Like when they've met each other previously, it's gone blow for blow. 2-0 victories, 1 apiece in Western Europe, Div 2, and then the ESL Malaysia qualifiers. So it should be a very tight match here between Goon Squad and Into the Breach. As we look towards this draft, like I said, Void already gone, and Dying Band, Marcy and Lena removed as well. So it looks like they'll get their hands on the Tiny, which we've seen Ari have some success with from that position 4 role, and the Enigma to go along with it.
Yeah, Into the Breach have, just on the style of their drafting, they seem to really love these strong lanes. So something like an Enigma is perfectly in tune with that. And they also really love Crystal Maiden. But like not enough to just first pick it every game, but they'll often just pick it in the second phase. But in this qualifier alone, they've picked it 6 times. Like, I don't know how many games they've played, but that's, you know, most of their games they've had this Crystal Maiden at least, willing to flex it between 4 and 5. But yeah, they seem to really love it, and I can definitely see them picking it up this game too, just to, you know, help deal with the Chen creeps. Just, you know, if it's your comfort, it's your comfort, and it's a nice pairing with this Tiny. It's a little bit more magical burst too, and you know your initiation is kind of covered by the other support, so you're not stressing that much.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice combo. And we've also seen, you know, Ari pick up these like Ricky 4s and stuff like that, and he likes his Marcy, his, like you said, his Maiden. There's been some weird and wonderful picks there. They've grabbed an AA from time to time against DPs to try and burst her down quickly. But I think here with this opening, probably Ari Tiny, probably Jibbe on the Enigma. So we're not going to have that option to go back into like a Visage or something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't quite seem like they super love Visage on mid the way like Stormstormer would. Instead, we might see Supreme. I mean, Supreme's played a lot of different heroes throughout this qualifier. You know, we can see him on many things. Even the Wyvern, like he's played that mid and been happy to take that. I think I'm looking more at Goon Squad right now though to sort of deal with this black hole as an issue. You have obviously the Chen heal to kind of try and out heal it, and that has been a very effective solution in the past. However, cancel is always preferable, either in Avenge, a Wyvern, a Pango with Basher. Faceless Void obviously banned out in first phase. Just any of these BKB piercing spells.
And get one of those options for yourself. I mean, they've already got a ton of push. I'm thinking about like a Beastmaster or something. If they add to that and have BKB piercing, it could be a nice little pick. But that would obviously, you know, move DP into the mid lane. Would have to shift their lanes around a little bit.
10
fit it
seconds
in.
remaining.
Yeah, I would be looking here just for something that can make use of the Chen in lane. Obviously gives a lot of healing, starts with that headdress and so on, but also just this Q, is it Penitence? That gives you all that nice extra attack speed. Just you have the ability to be quite aggressive on your lane into Enigma if you have a carry that can deal with the Eidolons. Because Chen can't. He even might see some of his creeps getting converted. But like in the past, I've seen Monkey King players, for
10
example,
seconds
using that like spring in to kind of help jump on the Enigma,
seconds
harass him,
remaining.
and clear the Eidolons. And with a Tiny, you want him to ideally be rotating on mid, right? So if Enigma's ever alone, having the ability to threaten him with a good carry is pretty wild.
Yeah, we've also seen, the Alchemist ban here as a solid one. We've seen Alk
Radiant team
dealing with
back.
those Eidolons decently. Also, Gyrocopter out there as well as an
Radiant
option.
team pick.
We could start to see Aqua's hero pool develop a little more, away from the Faceless Void, as he's picked up like a
Whoa.
Weaver and a Bloodseeker in the past. And there is the Maiden that you talked
Who
about.
could have seen it coming? No one in the history of Dota has ever looked into the Breach's match history and could have come to this conclusion. But nah,
10
jokes aside,
seconds
I
remaining.
like that they are confident in their Crystal Maiden, and I like that it fits in nicely
5
to their lineup
seconds
already.
remaining.
Clearly, they have prepared a lot of drafts around having this in it and know how they want to play it, so it's just pretty good and solid. And Goon Squad, on the other hand, I think at this point you could maybe look to something that's able to sort of feast on this squishier support, or something that is able to disrupt the game for Enigma. You could always pick up something like a Clockwork, for example, would be amazing against all three of these heroes, as well as having that BKB Pierce in the hook. I would definitely love to see something like that, which gives a bit of initiation as well, because you're playing with a Chen who's not going to provide that to your team. Like DP as well, if you're committing this to your offlane, you're lacking that blink stun or whatever. She's more of a I'm running in with my BKB, so the ability to actually get in there and you need someone to stop this Enigma.
Yeah, I mean, Hook,
10 seconds
maybe the
remaining.
Shard on Pudge. Looks like a position 1 Pudge as things stand. And we've
5
seen
seconds
him do
remaining.
decently against Enigma, just with the Rot being able to chase down Eidolons.
Radiant team
That 4th pick coming out for Goon Squad. Give me the Dark Willow.
Okay.
Interesting. Then this Willow, I don't know about the pairing with DP. This makes me feel it's like an offlane Pudge with Willow, DP mid, and they're still looking for their Aqua hero last.
Maybe? Do they usually leave... it feels like they usually leave their
10
offlane for
seconds
S4.
remaining.
Like on last pick, sorry.
Okay.
But I don't know.
5 seconds
I-
remaining.
I think
That's right,
you're
it could-
right in some way now.
Well, that's right. Then if it's DP mid and Pudge safe lane, then yeah, an offlane with the Willow, that makes
Yeah.
more sense. It was really just the DP Dark Willow duo that I was kind of, raising my eyebrow at a little bit.
Yeah.
The way you say it makes sense. Yeah, have something at the very end there for S4, his Centaur, his DK, something like that. I can set up stun for people.
They're going pretty all in with this timing, though, on Goon Squad. Like, right now, into the Breach, I want to see something that can maybe delay this game out a bit, or either match the tempo for Goon Squad, because for Goon Squad, right, we usually see DP play around her EXO as a timing. We're going to take this tower, then we're going to take Roche, right? And Chen really enables that with his, like, 10-minute mech timing and ability to just get all these creeps and take over the map with her, right? And Pudge, he wants to go Vanguard into Axe, and it feels like when they have that, they kind of just want to run together, because this is a solid solution to Enigma, especially going into late game. But for the early game, for mid game, before that BKB on Enigma, you have this Dark Willow who can fear from range, who should never
seconds
really be
remaining.
getting caught in it, to always cancel it and always just kind of cover your core. So if they're able to
5 seconds
run it down
remaining.
at 20-25 minutes, it feels like this is a very strong moment for Goon Squad.
Yeah, it does. But that lane looks incredibly scary. Maiden Ursa, no matter who they're up against, they're going to be able to offer kill threat on them. And we've already talked about that Tiny Enigma, dragging the wave back to your tower and allowing Tiny to have tossbacks under tier 1 with Eidolons around them. It's a very, very difficult laning stage to play for Goon Squad, even if they do have good heroes to pile the pressure on early. We've got to be careful about their positioning, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, and they can deal with this Ursa. I love the Ursa
10
pick, for
seconds
starters. I
remaining.
love that it can take this Roshan underneath Goon Squad's
5
nose.
seconds
Right, you can
remaining.
beat out their timing by stealing that away from them. I like that it is a massive tank killer. So playing into this DP and Pudge is fantastic for that, right? But on the other hand, if we're looking at what Goon Squad can buy to kind of deal with it, both DP and Dark Willow could go for this Yule Scepters. We could see Chen get a 4-star after his mech. You want ways to kite the Ursa. Also, DP could go for that Halberd. All these little items can help manage an Ursa. But yeah, if he gets items, if he goes Battle Fury and farms it up, he's gonna be a menace!
He
And
is.
I think Goon Squad need to really address that in their last pick. What are you looking for? You're looking for that off lane. What's gonna beat out Ursa in the off lane?
Yeah, pairing with a Willow as well. I don't know, I always want some kind of melee, tanky, stunning hero for S4 to play with this Willow.
Yeah.
I don't know, is there a way they shift things around and put DP in the off lane?
You
10
definitely
seconds
could.
remaining.
I think if... Who is... Let me just do a quick check. If something like a
5
Pango
seconds
could be
remaining.
really good because it does offer you that way to cancel Black Hole. It kind of sucks to lane it into Ursa, but you can do like wave dragging with your Willow. If you do get like a corrosion or something in the lane, you have kill threat on Crystal Maiden even.
Yes.
You and Dark Willow, you can do quite a fair amount. So I wouldn't be opposed to something like that.
Well, only 10 seconds remain for them to pull this last pick
Radiant
out of the hat.
team pick.
That's what
Mars?
Pango.
I don't think so, no.
I
It
don't
looks
think
like
I've
Mars is
seen
going to
it.
be the standard pick for him. And Mars Willow, you know, that classic pairing. And his ITB, they need their mid laner now, it looks like. But what is it for Supreme? There's no Puck, Invoker, Quap, Bat, Lena. All of these mids have been
10
banned out.
seconds remaining.
Can we fall back on a Spirit, like an Ember or something?
Just pick your Morphling
5
wall.
seconds remaining.
Mid-morph, yeah.
I mean, they're gonna fight a lot on Goon Squad, and when it's S4, I usually might see him get that Blink Dagger, so I think if they're playing in that style, I don't think you can get away with a Morphling mid. If they do go for it, then I will think they will be very pressured this game.
Yeah, I'm feeling the Ember Spirit for maneuverability and able to catch people, or a Zeus just for that raw damage.
That could work. I really want something that can rotate to side lanes, though, in case Goon Squad want to start diving towers. I want something that can punish that.
Oh,
You may
there you
now
go for the
select
Pango.
your heroes.
Yep,
That's
that's
exactly
perfect.
what his job role is.
Yeah, nice. Wave clear with your Pango Swash. Ways to counter these dives if they happen. Ways to TP to lanes and make moves. Way to rotate with your runes as well. Just overall solid last pick, I think, for Supreme there. I'm very happy to see that Pango come out. I think this Mars was my second choice for offlane for Goon Squad after the Pango themselves. Because, you know, it's like you're laning into Ursa, you got the spear back to keep him off you, you have that combo, like you said, with Dark Willow. And as well, it's just, I don't know, it just feels like the control that they really need to output all this damage that they have. You know, DP having everyone contained in an arena is, you know, it's their condition to win the fight.
Yeah.
They really want to play super hard. I'd like to see him go Blink and just kind of run it.
Charge at his opponents. Spear people back, hook them around, get them into that DP's range so she can do the damage she needs. I mean, coming into this series, do you think either of these teams really have the upper hand? Because we kind of looked at this thinking they're both very evenly balanced. And then second question, add on, drafting-wise, you know, do you lean one way or the other?
Ooh, I love Into the Breach's lineup more late game, and if Supreme's able to kind of squash these early moves and have a really good start, then I probably favor their draft. In terms of team skill, I think they're both great.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that one is going to definitely win this or crush it. We could easily see it go to 3 games, I think. This first game will show a lot just in terms of like how their playstyles match up into each other. But even when it came to the secret match for Into the Breach, right? They lost, then they won a game, and then, you know, Secret figured them out and won the third game. That could potentially happen for both of these teams. You know, if they have that click in their head, oh, this is how they're playing. You know, they might get the upper hand there. Kind of saw it last series too, right? Nigma sort of just got figured out a bit, and Secret really turned it on.
Exploited it, yeah.
Yeah.
So a slight lean towards Into the Breach. But of course,
No,
we're looking at...
I'm not leaning. 50-50. I did not lean.
Mild 1% lean.
No, not even 1%. 50-50.
Just a small slouch.
Gareth, you sound
little-
very biased right now.
Dead even between these two squads as we head into game 1 here. Into the Breach. Looking pretty solid with this mid-game timing around the Enigma. Ursa and Pango aiming for Roshans. That's going to be a key element to their game plan. Ursa lineups with Aegis always look 1,000 times better than the Ursa lineup without an Aegis. So potential here for Goon Squad to try and sneak that with an Exo, or if they win a team fight off the back of this laning stage pressure and early game team fight they've got with Mars, Willow, Chen, Hand of God, and Pudge, who's, I don't know, a pretty early game hero as well himself from the position 1 role, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He's kind of still killable, of course, pre-BKB, but the Ags outputs a lot of damage, and if their idea is just to time everything around his Ags, then I do think there's a chance that Into the Breach can struggle with that. But just being able to cover yourself with this Willow Fear is going to be pretty big, but that's why I like the Pango pick so much. Because now it's not just, okay, we're relying on hitting a black hole. You have that role that can disrupt the fight. You know, Goon Squad it feels like their heroes. I mean, they might just start a fight here before I get into it. You know, play around this ward.
Yeah, Aqua has a hook. Sees the Maiden, lands it on her, reels Kidaro in towards the Brambles. And Crystal Maiden, the first one to die here in game 1. First blood for S4.
Yes, sir. Well, back to my point. I was going to say, I think that Goon Squad, their timings for kind of early are not super reliant on BKBs. Like, the DP will get one, but Mars, he'll probably want to go for that Blink, I imagine, and the Pudge will have his Vanguard Ags, so that's where I think Into the Breach can really exploit that with their spells. That being said, maybe Goon Squad just slow it down. I mean, it's not like their team has to win super hard early. They have a lot of ways to play this game, so S4 might just go for that BKB too, and they just play it like that. There's always that ability to catch Into the Breach by surprise with all this team fight.
Absolutely is. Another hook for Aqua, grabs the bounty rune. So Hanska and Aqua getting one apiece. Third one for Peksu.
No.
And a slight lead for Goon Squad there. Getting first blood, getting the 3 bounties. And trying to guard this observer ward, which will absolutely be known about. ITB, Ari's going to bring sentries up here, and he's a little scared. Hasn't seen anyone show.
They know about that ward? How? There's no way. How would they know about that ward?
Well, Pudge launched a hook at a Crystal Maiden.
Oh, unfortunate.
That's how we do it. Now, I'm a little surprised Peksu didn't deny it himself, but we'll see what happens. He'll maybe track back and deal with Ari's Tiny there. We'll take a peek into the mid lane. DP against Pango. Supreme already taking quite a bit of damage, even through a shield crash. The strength of having a ranged hero against a melee.
Yeah, I was about to say, hear me out, Big Brain. If he dewards this, he wastes a sentry / ward on the deward. Wait, he sees the ward, right? Oh, he has to block the camp. Yeah. I was going to say, I think Peksu might be okay with him using a ward to get that deward, because it means that it's one less sentry to block the camps for him.
Okay.
Potentially.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because usually you commit like the sentry to the small camp and the ward to the medium camp.
Well, it's also like there's an observer ward there as the Dire as well, so you can go and deward that yourself. I'm kind of curious
must
why.
though, yeah.
I guess Ari, like you said, wanted to block the camp, so he couldn't just go and sentry it and kill it.
Oh, all the little things. DP should have a pretty good time mid though, especially with the change to Siphon, much stronger against heroes like Pango who have that smaller hero health pool.
Yeah, a lot more just raw flat damage, but look at Peksu top, stuck in the Eidolons and killed off. I was wondering here, with the creep wave pushing into Dire Tower, Enigma hasn't really dragged the wave back as we usually see. It will start to occur now as the double wave amasses on the Dire side. But yeah, just being able to catch that Chen there, it feels incredibly good, because now you've got level 2 Tiny, you've got level 2 Enigma, you can get toss-back plays potentially. And Peksu hasn't really had any access to his jungle yet.
Yeah, he's brought out sentries now. It's very much a lot of sentry gaming. It's just going to be that war on those.
Yeah, I guess
camps.
the D-ward.
Yeah. The only sad thing for him though is, whilst he does get that D-ward there, which feels really nice, he put one over the small camp thinking it was blocked and it wasn't. Zippy's... I mean, Aqua's alone, sorry, I was going to say. Peksu went super deep for that creep, but they're not really punishing him. I think maybe they just want a little bit more levels, want that level 2 demonic conversion for the Eidolon damage.
Yeah, they've got a big wave coming in as well. Drag it back to your tier 1, hold it there, freeze the lane for Jibbe. As Ari, he moves across to try and contest the Chen. But against a hook and a rot, he's slowed down to a crawl, no boots or windlace. And he's just going to get dropped here with the Purge creep slowing him enough. They'll finish the Tiny.
That little creep, man, has so many slows on him. Creep connect as well.
So we looked
when
at this top. You finish your sentence.
I was just going to say, it was nice of them, right, to just take advantage of the fact that the wave is pushing in so hard to just go get that kill, because it's not like you can really contest that well under that tower. But yeah, so bot
lane.
Taking our travels.
There are 3 lanes.
There are.
And a pause to talk about it as
What
well.
a
Good
great
timing.
pause. Nice. Yeah, let's just catch up.
I mean, it kind of naturally happens, right? First blood happens top, Chen's up top, Enigma's top. You look at that for a bit. But yeah, 3.5 minutes in. Ursa 14-2, Mars 17-1. Goon Squad coming out on top so far.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's checking with each other if they have each other muted. Oh, well. Yeah, this bot lane seems to be going pretty You know, even-ish. I'm trying to see if Ursa has anything aggressive coming out. No, he's just going quite defensive. Rush that Ring of Health. He's going to try and just sustain in lane and last it as he can. Prioritizing getting that Battle Fury going to just start farming. I think they recognize it is a bit hard to kind of go aggro, even though you have that CM who has a lot of kill threat. It's like the ability to just throw down the brambles and speed through it. You're going to take so much damage. It's like a lot of harass, and I think this Ring of Health is meant to just help kind of mitigate that.
And this is one of the classic kill lanes, right? We didn't really talk about the kill threat from the offlane much until we saw this Mars, the Snapfire, the Willow, these heroes coming out into play. Definitely one of the better pairings for S4 and Hanskin to go together with.
I miss Snapfire. This qualifier has hated Snapfire.
Yeah, I think Hanskin's like the only one that's really played it, isn't he? I think just thinking back on it, he's this position 4 that likes his Snap, likes his Willow. Loves to play with S4 and be that aggressive force on the map. But yeah, Kadaro really can't step up here through fear of being speared, rebuked.
It's actually so hard. Like, you can die so quickly. He needs like raindrops and stuff to sustain. I don't even know. Ursa, like, if they're not able to whittle down the Goon Squad offlane, I think even Otaka might struggle with his Ring of Health. If you're able to just do little pokes and prods and stuff, like, you know, click, click, click together, get a God's Rebuke off. You know, if he tries to aggress back, you get the spear off through the brambles, all this damage, and then it takes a while to heal back up. We might see some Sal's come out, or just Kadaro just maybe ferrying him some tangos as a result.
Yeah, even there, S4 kind of chipping away at them, just a 2-man spear through the Ursa onto the Maiden. Trying to bring them lower and lower, so the next time they go around, they've brought them low enough to actually get the finishing blow.
Yeah. I mean, they cut in trees. They are trying to give S4 the least amount of targets possible to spear him into.
That's a good point, yeah. Don't give him that latch target. Limp and Supreme. Oh, it's just a back and forth there with Shield Crash against Spirit Siphon, heals against tankiness. But Water Rune's going to be guarded by Hanskin and Limp, so no bottle refill for Supreme as he spends the majority of his regen. But at the very least, Kadaro will force Hanskin away. A little more challenging for the Dark Willow there to go rejoin the lane. And they're actually just going to play straight back into mid. Limp saw this Crystal Maiden. He knew she was there. Hanskin made the call for it, but still drops.
Overestimated his tankiness, maybe? There was a big wave coming in as well, like double wave because he dragged it just to go get the rune. God, I was feeling so good for Limp there for a moment. I thought that rotation from the supports was like, you know, he gets the rune, Pango doesn't. Okay, now I can finally be aggro on him. But yeah, I mean, God, nice kill. And then he can just swing back to bot. I think Ursa's doing okay, but the wave is kind of not in a good position for him. So it looks like he just had a little bit of a, you know, can't walk up to lane. It's fine. My CM will come back. Then we'll be okay again.
That's the strength of the Maiden, though, isn't it? She's pretty slow, susceptible to dying, but she offers so much nuke damage.
Yeah. You
come into a lane, you burst them down, and that's going to allow Supreme to actually refill his bottle with the bounty rune that's still there in the dire jungle.
Oh.
Yeah, looking good across the board for Into the Breach. Enigma 20 and 11. Pango and Ursa are now starting to rack up serious CS levels there. Pudge 17-5. Aqua having some problems against this Enigma, as you always do. As a position 1.
Yeah, across the board, though, everyone is hitting creeps. Everyone's having a decent time. Obviously, Goon Squad are getting a little bit more overall. Even though the XP is going towards the way of Zibe top.
Toss back. And Peksu within the Eidolon army. Quickly brought to his knees. Aqua with a hook and the rot, fighting back into Ari, looking for the trade kill, but he's not able to get it. Lightning zap. Oh, the mana comes back up for it, but it's not quite enough damage. 15 HP remaining for the Tiny.
Oh my god, I can't believe he lived. I thought Aqua was going to commit in a little bit more there, but maybe got caught behind those creeps. Either way, every time they go like this on Into the Breach, I think Aqua's the one that just kills the Eidolons. Which is, so like, if you look at net worth, he's 100 above Zibe. So yeah, you're denying all my creeps, but I'm still getting stuff out of this lane.
Yeah. And removing some of that nuisance from the lane as well.
God, I love money.
Bottom rune is a regen, which Kadaro will try and guard for the Pango, but with Hanskin's arrival, just going to have to try and take it and run. Or even TPing an additional hero in mid. Ari with this Frostbite setup. Have the Avalanche. The toss not coming yet because they have the Rolling Thunder crashing into Limp. Spirit Siphon. One hell of a spell, though. Now the toss, but DP still alive. Another Frostbite, a round of spells with a shield crash there. They'll finally bring her down. 3 heroes and every spell in the book required to kill off Limp. Well, they get the job done. That's 2 deaths on the DP. The hero that usually is setting the tempo for the rest of her team, now looking pretty sad.
Yeah, but this is the thing. DP, we've seen games where DP has a rough lane and a bad time, but the thing is, as soon as she hits that 6, she suddenly has impact or ways to have impact. Like, I think right now, he's just TPing bot. I was gonna say he can just come to a side lane with his ult and try and make something happen and just give that mid XP to his Chen and let him get that towards that mech.
Yeah, especially when you know Ursa isn't level 6 yet. Doesn't have that defensive enrage. Crystal Maiden coming in from the left-hand side and a good observable. Sees Limp heading bottom now. Radiant even scanning in behind to make sure how many heroes are here. Dire scanning on the tower, but Otek are already TPing away. Back to his tier 2, in fact, as Limp releases the ghosts. Push onto that tier 1. Right, good reactions from ITB, just not entertaining this very, very telegraphed move from Goon Squad.
Yeah. They're gonna take this tower now, and that will just give like a lot more space for S4 as well to just farm through that jungle, come mid with his arena. Because you want, you can do a couple of things with your arena, right? You can either bring heroes to your lane and get kills with it on the carry there if the laning hasn't broken down, or you can come and pressure mid with it and pressure the carry, make sure they can't just farm their jungle safely. And just kind of opens up what S4 can do now that that tower's gone.
Wait, can Ari solo? Oh my god, Aqua, no! What? The Ogre Bruiser.
How does it happen? It's so easy, bro. You look away for one moment.
That's a bit of all right.
I was role-playing as Gork or something. Unfortunate situation for him. And it looked like Ari was going to go in and solo kill him anyway. He's got that very nice observer ward near the outpost. As Enigma now can pressure that tier 1 and bring the objective down. Well, in that bottom jungle, Hansken does escape from Kidaro. S4 not near enough to launch out the arena spear.
And we're going to see here on DP, as we talked about, this Yule's Scepter and how good it is against Ursa. Limp is buying towards one. Back in the day, you might have seen Mars buying one, but I don't quite think he's going to go for that. S4's pretty kitted out on the small items, and they're looking for a fight here. Huh?
Yeah, playing back into their vision again. Aiming for Aqua. Another kill will be huge on this Pudge. Tossing back into the Rolling Thunder, and Supreme able to connect several times, but he's a tanky fella. Aqua surviving, and they require the swashbuckle down the low ground to safety, but he's been caught out in the arena, unfortunately for S4. Misses the spear. Still going to get him with a hook back through.
Dude, it's hard to hit spears when there's like a difference. Like, he's on the high ground, like the camera angle, it's like slightly weird, so it's really hard to hit. No hate on my boy. I would have missed that too, but I'm also bad.
Spears, arrows, that Z-axis, it screws you up.
Yeah. But yeah. Really nice TP from S4 there. Secures the life of Aqua, and you want to get this level 6 on your Dark Willow because then you can combine your spells together. S4 is not going for the BKB like we talked about, that blink instead, so when he has that, they have so much kill threat on Goon Squad to just run with Hanskin and this Terrorize, this Bedlam, all this stuff together.
Yeah, like Exo's ready again for Limp as well. That's why we see Chen coming in towards mid, Mars thinking about his placement as well. Yeah. Kind of unfortunate they missed that observer ward near the outpost though. Pexu placed a couple of sentries down to try and find it. Even placed an observer which got spotted by the Radiant. So Ari can still continue playing up in that top jungle, just swings up there. Make life a little more difficult for Goon Squad to get that safe farm. ITB aiming for mid again, but Limp feels it coming this time. Not getting caught by the frostbite of the Maiden.
It is not easy for Into the Breach to push towers.
No, it's not. I'm definitely looking for that scaling into late game. And Ari just going to hold the choke point there with his avalanche.
Yeah.
Oh, Supreme. Pokes at Limp with his swashes.
They've been doing a good job of hitting the mid tower when they can and trying to use the carts, but overall, yeah, it's pretty difficult to take it. It's like for Goon Squad, they just have many more options with the Exorcism. They can just run Chen creeps at it. There's so many ways to just poke and prod and wear it down.
It's also one in another world, well, they're killing off Ari with some nice centaur stomps in the arena. But in another world, you know, where Goon Squad don't get these tower kills, they look even further behind. And even though they're not necessarily on a timer, they definitely have to utilize these early game outer laning stage timings to get objectives and create map space for yourself. Because right now, Enigma is doing that on his own for ITB. Just sitting top, pushing out wave, getting a lot of farm on the Enigma, and even thinking about the black hole onto the Mars. If you get a solo kill here, it's huge for you. The Hand of God buys a bit of time, but the Eidolons and that Spirit Vessel doing a tremendous amount of work for him.
Turn that thought into real life. And a really nice pick off for him. Got those 2 vessel charges. It's going to make him feel really good this game. Now, I was going to say that the lack of tower push makes, I think, Goon Squad feel very comfortable. And that's why you've seen S4 just playing top. Oh god,
they got the hook!
What a hook!
How did that land?
I don't know.
think he was aiming for the Pango, but he gets him. But Willow now chasing up towards Ari, but he's got phase boots on the Tiny, so very speedy. Gets up to the high ground again. And with this Exo, Limp straight onto tier 1 mid.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's quite. Oh, they're gonna fight this? There's no black hole, but he does have the vessel stun.
Yeah, and Kidara's going in with the freezing field. A lot of damage onto the Willow. She's dropped down to about half HP. The Avalanche back in, Limp and Hunskin. Still fighting back though with this Spirit Siphon. Ursa is making an appearance now. Otake forgotten about for 10 minutes and jumps out, munches on the Chen. But now an arena from S4. Otake got off the Enrage. And Supreme is looking to latch on to this Mars now as Ari finds his way in, angles from the right-hand side of the fight, and chain stuns S4 down. That'll give them the tier 1 unlock.
Oh no. Yeah, getting your Ursa involved like that, very impactful for Into the Breach. He's getting real close to his Battle Fury now, and he even managed to go for the Phase Boots 1. Like, he didn't super hard rush it, so he's gonna have a really nice timing coming up, which is exactly what Into the Breach need. They've managed to apply so much pressure top with Zibe, and I thought Goon Squad was chilling for a little while because it was like, okay, they can't push our towers, we can just farm, get this Blink Dagger on Mars, then we'll smoke up. But it's honestly, they're doing a damn good job.
Hey, even with that wild hook. I was joking about him role-playing as Gork, but we had one of those moments the other day as well. Like, Gork was aiming for the carry, and he managed to, like, slide it past and get a snap fire from super long range. Just a randy hook catching on to people. And now Goon Squad, without their mid and top towers, they just keep trying to batter heads in towards the opponent mid. They're going to wait for Exo, don't they? A bit of relaxation time for them. Get Aqua farming Ancients. S4 farming that top jungle. Well, this feels really good for Into the Breach. Battle Fury's done for the Ursa now.
Yes, this is slowly, or quickly I should say, going to become a problem very soon. Limp has finished that Yules, so again, until he has like, his BKB, his Blink on the bear, they can probably deal with it and fend them off. But yeah, you got a lot of problems suddenly coming at you at once. They did not draft to deal with the Enigma as well, so he's going for a Blink Dagger now. And they do have ways to cancel it. But again, you know, one item leads to another, one good fight. You know, they can use vision, they can get smokes and do some side lane pickoffs as well. You don't have to get this grand 5-man black hole, right?
Yeah, and there's always this fear that Goon Squad have of Roshan being taken. So a lot of emphasis has to be put on shoving bot wave with a hero that can rejoin top. With Limp Invis, though. They spot Jibe. Quick arena. Through the brambles with the spear. And Limp is there to take him down. Supreme rotating top as they're also fighting down bottom and killing off Peksu. 1-for-1 trade across the map there, but Goon Squad are going to feel like they got the upper hand. Enigma's off the map for a good 30 seconds.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I can just return to their jungle. Keep these wards protected around Roche. That's the most important thing now. And even 15 minutes in, Ursa can pop his head into the pit, take the Aegis quickly.
Yeah, Supreme doing the job that he can. He knows he just has to keep making space for his Ursa. He can rotate and use his ult, try and draw some attention, slow down Goon Squad. He'll take it 100%. He's doing a pretty banging job this game so far. Even if he doesn't get that kill top right, it's just reacting to things and not letting Goon Squad take stuff for complete free if you can try. And they're gonna fight now for this Roach.
And just running around. Look at me. Look at me. Limp. Let's get the silence in, but the toss back. They're looking to clear through the DP, but she's got so many heals. Still has 2 Spirit Siphon charges to use. Who got the rune in the end? Regen bottled by Limp as well.
You're not rushing, but if you can bring your Ursa into things, it's pretty good. But yeah, you're definitely not rushing. I think Otaka is definitely wanting this BKB because you can, like you saw in that fight, right? He uses his Enrage for Willow ult, but then if S4, you know, is ready, they can just like catch him with when the Enrage ends. Like they have multiple ways to engage on Goon Squad, and he has multiple things he needs to use Enrage for. So having that BKB, really important for him.
Yeah, vital. And this is another timing for Goon Squad. Ags up on the Pudge. Aqua just needs to refill his mana pool and come across to the outpost.
S4's waiting with his Blink Dagger. He's ready for the jump. Getting Enigma would be great.
I just don't see him very safely hiding in the trees. Trying to hold on to that tier 1 with Eidolons.
Oh, Aqua he just TP bot, and they see it on into the breach. They're gonna have to make use of it. It looks like they're even gonna go for smoke.
Yeah. Oh, good shout. They're running straight into that top jungle. These 3 dire wards. A full sense of security. Goon Squad. I don't know what's coming. Roshan already begun by ITB. A Radiant scan up on the high ground. There are 4 dire heroes all there. And now Aqua looking to reconnect in towards the pit with the rest of his team. Supreme. He's helping out.
Committing all in.
Freezing field. Kadaro and Otaka. There's the arena. Aegis claimed already, though. The Ursa got it. Good fear, though. Going to push them into the side of the arena. Turn around from the Ursa, trying to battle into these Chen creeps, but he's not succeeding. Limp, still half HP with his ghost going, forcing Jibbe back. And there's no Blink Dagger yet for the Enigma. I think it's about to be delivered. It does come in now, but there's no opportunity for a black hole. This fight spread 3 different ways. A Yules on Limp buys him time to survive, and now ITB the ones on the run back. A good spear catches Pango. Aqua's in to get the kill. And just no opportunity there. No chance for Jibbe to get in with a black hole. It was seconds away from Blink being delivered.
Yeah. Pushing the Roche like that, I really thought they were going to go for a fight instead of actually just walking into the pit, because there's no lifesteal on the Ursa, so he is like getting low. He is getting worried. That's why they kind of all-in committed. And I think their spells didn't align up very well for them to win that fight, because the roll came in as the Aegis went down. Like, he died, and that's when they're using most of their roll in lockdown. They need the Ursa to be alive when this roll's going off, because then the people getting locked down are actually dying. And instead, yeah, it's kind of felt like a lot like a wasted lockdown. Goon Squad just capitalizing on that really, really well. Obviously, both teams are a little put out that there's no Aegis, because they both really want it. But...
yeah, the awkward moment of like, what are we playing for now? There's no Aegis. Let's just play for map control. Yeah, it really shows the strength of this Willow, though. That fear in the arena, the brambles catching people on the way out. Hansken utilizing the hero to the fullest, and Ari doing the same thing with his Tiny. Blink reveal there onto the Mars. Finds the kill on S4. And get a deep march into this top jungle as well. Kadaro has obs and sentries, and he wants to place down. As Goon Squad is playing the bottom half of the map right now.
S4 is probably like the main threat in this game. Whenever he's not showing, like playing in fog, I think Into the Breach are being very aware of that and making sure they don't overextend. But whenever he's dead, they can kind of go where they want and look for follow-up kills. Like, you no longer have that fear combo. So finishing that BKB now, gonna be massive for them. Like, we talked about this in draft, but I feel like every second that passes, it benefits ITB more. I do think their lineup just scales much stronger.
Yeah, so when they come out of this first 20 minutes with a 3k lead and these key item timings hitting, this is their time to shine. Looks like they're backing up to smoke from the mid lane. Yep. Not going to be scouted. And it's always so great to have this Pango from the mid lane. Like, he offers damage through Swash and Diffusal Blade, but a 75-second cooldown on your team fight ulti. He's always ready, available to fight. And they'll be able to get in on top of Pexo, it looks like. Pop the drums, charge forward, find the Chen. He did have a Hurricane there to maybe try and disengage. He turns, but won't get anything done.
Did they? I think they might have spotted that smoke on the mid lane ward.
Okay,
Maybe.
maybe they did.
I'm not sure. I can tell.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So maybe a plan, yeah, they give the Chen. Tank the gank for the rest of his cores. They've all moved up towards that top part of the map.
Willow going for that second Yules. So between 2 Yuleses and all your team fight spells, and getting this BKB on Pudge eventually too, I think they stand a pretty good chance of dealing with Ursa. I think the main problem though is they're smoked up now. We're gonna see a fight, but they might need these 4-staffs too, just to disengage, because if you have Yules, that deals with Ursa with no BKB. You need something to deal with Ursa when he does have BKB.
Well, we'll find Ari. A nice spear there across the brambles. Limp with Aqua, looking for a hook, lines it up, but misses the Maiden. And Tiny gonna get the toss back, still alive, even though he's brambled up. Gets off the wand, the turnaround Bedlam, doing a good amount of damage on the Tiny, but another avalanche, a no-taker. Well, he takes the Willow down. Supreme with some good rolls in. They stun up the Mars as well with his Malefice and Rolling Thunder, and the Ursa can shred through him. I mean, good squad. They try to start that fight going into enemy triangle, but ITV have all the answers they needed.
And they don't even use all those answers. We still have a black hole in play. Ari's so tanky. You kind of feel the change to Siphon a little bit there. Like when you're using it on a really tanky hero with 2k health, it doesn't quite kill them the same way.
Yeah, he's got 2,000 HP. He's level 12 already on this Tiny. Phase Boots, Wand. Nice little bit of armor and a few little stats there.
Oh.
That was meant to be the surprise factor from Goon Squad, trying to get the jump on people, but unable to find the target they needed.
This is just kind of how the vibe of this game is gonna go. ITV, right? They wanna go for the late game. They wanna get their black hole with their BKB, with their refresher. And Goon Squad, they need to pressure that. They need to make these plays. They need to make the smokes into the triangles. They want to make something happen. And ITB are just waiting, and they kind of aware of this. Like, they will make a smoke as long as we are playing around the right heroes. You know, if CM's behind us, you know, what have you, and we're not feeding into any smoke ganks or being alone and dying, right? It just benefits them. It keeps them well. They just need to punish Goon Squad. Like, if they can just punish their moves, it's so good for them.
They're not in a rush. They can sit back, wait for next Roshan, hold high grounds, hold observer wards, make sure that you're in position. And yeah, you're right. Just wait for Goon Squad to come towards you. The onus is definitely on Goon Squad here. I'll bring it out. I'll bring the onus out.
Oh, not the onus. Put it away.
Okay, the onus is going away. Yeah, Goon Squad definitely have to emphasize their aggression in the coming minutes. This lead, if it keeps building for ITB, it really does signal doom and gloom for the Dire team.
Yeah, I think the lead is not that massive. Most of it comes just in the Mars, like going for that Blink Dagger, wanting to be active. So he's a little bit behind on net worth. Otherwise, like Pudge and DP are keeping up just fine.
Yeah, they are. When you invest in that aggression, though, you've got to get a return of that investment. S4 coming down bottom, smoked up, and does spot the Ursa, but the quick blink away gives ITB the chance to swing back and re-engage. Aqua getting Dismember in onto the Tiny. The Arena aiming for the Ursa, but S4 killed off quickly. And this roll, if it catches another one, like the Chen, with the Frostbite followed through, they find 2 kills, and Limp, he's kind of stuck here up on this high ground. EXO is going. Has a DD rune there as well, so it looks like ITB happy with what they've got, just trading 2 for 1. But it's not just the trade of the kills, right? It's trading spells, trading map space, and ITB, they can go back to being calm, relaxed.
Wait for that Roche. Yeah, I mean, they're just playing it exactly how they want to. The smoke breaks. I think there was a bit of hesitation, uncertainty on whether to fully commit. And when they decide to, I mean, the smoke's broken. Ursa's senior. He gets that blink away, and yeah, you're not able to translate that into a kill. And at that point, now they see you. Now they know where you are. They know where you smoke to. They're able to re-engage on into the breach with that Pango roll. He's going Ags as well. He's very disruptive in these fights with all of these swashbuckles hitting everywhere.
Yeah, we've seen this a couple of times now. It feels like Nisha did it when he's played Pango, and a lot of these mid-Pangos are going back into this this Shield Crash CD talent plus the Ags, rather than going for the Rolling Thunder duration and your Blinks and your Arcane Boots with a utility. They want damage. They want to be an impactful core scaling into this later game.
scaling is much more there. And I just really want to see Goon Squad get their spells off, you know, in the way that it's intended in this draft. Right? It feels like every time they've gone for these moves, something has been a problem. Like someone's broke the smoke early, you know, someone's, you know, you're not getting the right jump that you want. It feels like they haven't been able to make their spells work, but the potential is there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they've got plenty more windows here to use. A smoke from ITB, though. Like, Roshan is potentially respawning. It is the longest spawn, almost 3 minutes, in fact.
Christ.
So it's not going to be there for a while. Plenty of time to get some fights in for Goon Squad. Now, even a fight here, use your cooldowns. Wait for the Roshan to respawn. You'll have them back up for that secondary battle.
They can probably just... I mean, they're doing it right now. They're just pushing the top tower in and getting that outpost completely just removes Goon Squad's ability to play around this top area. They're also controlling that cliff. So right now they're in the perfect position to just take Roche. I think Goon Squad's option is either just smoke into them and take that team fight, or you try and take their high ground. You often see people just like exchange high grounds in this situation.
Yeah, well, both at the same time. They smoke, they take high ground, they're thinking about the fight. It looks like ITB have the read on this, though. They know where they're coming from.
This'll come in handy.
Enigma has Eidolons up in front. Ursa here just clearing out the small camp. And Goon Squad, they are the ones that have to make the move. 1 minute remains for Roche to respawn. This fight has got to land for them.
You don't have to force the fight. I mean, all you need to be doing is making sure that you're periodically checking the Roche pit to see if it's spawned, and you just should push in the top lane, right? Push it into their base, because into the Goon Squad, right? All they can really do is push in mid, maybe tickle the tier 2 tower. They can maybe just kill that tier 1 tower since it doesn't have backdoor protection. But you're not threatening anything actually super important, whereas Into the Breach can threaten your base. So I think Goon Squad feel way more pressured right now to do something.
Yeah, tier 3 being chipped away at. Hanskin there feeling like the need to get into the Shadow Realm to hide away. And they are starting to cut wave top, cut wave mid, create a bit of a vacuum here that ITB will want to try and fill. Like, looking at the Radiant play Dire set and Dire play Radiant, my brain got a little bit confused there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Who's playing on which side?
I was a bit confused, but
yeah.
Okay. It's gonna be fine now. Into the Breach. No, Into the Breach. Oh, it's happening to me too. Goon Squad cutting that top wave. Yes, it is now. They can't really pressure this base anymore. Now that they've started doing that, Goon Squad are trying to match up their wave showing with this smoke.
Blink in. Ari got the high ground vision, but Aqua has a BKB. I don't know if he can withstand the basher and the damage from the Ursa, though. The bear, he's got a picnic lined up for him, and it's going to be Aqua's Pudge to keep focusing him down while the Rolling Thunder connecting on the Chen in the back. Bursting through Peksu, even with the Hurricanes to try and save him. Didn't stand a chance, and Goon Squad going to get hunted down by Ari as well. Force the BKB out of Limp's DP. Tiny on the run will get stunned, and the arena catches in onto him and Jibbe. They do still have the potential to just black hole back into S4, but Limp is doing some serious damage here. Otake dropping low and rages up, but he's going to clear through 1, 2, 3, a double kill and a monster streak for him. Spear back doesn't land in the brambles, and a 5-man wipe as Into the Breach sweep through Goon Squad.
Take it to Roche.
He's got no life still on the Ursa, but yeah, it looks like
That's
with
fine.
the Maiden and the Enigma, they should be able to do this.
Don't let him stomp past the only thing. You have that. Where's he life stealing from even?
Is
I'm
he?
just healing up from Battle Fury, sorry. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, he was gaining health, I was confused for a moment. But yeah, I want to just highlight the really important thing that made that fight happen so well. So they see that Goon Squad is cutting their wave, right? I sort of said it at the start of the fight, but it wasn't thoroughly explained. So because they're cutting the wave, it means that you know for certain where their heroes are going to show. So what they did was they smoked up knowing, okay, they're going to try and cut that wave. That's when we're going to jump them. And you saw them sweep through ready to jump and kill anyone that tried to cut that wave. So that movement, that timing, I loved it from Into the Breach.
Hanskin initiating on the Maiden. Hook is going to drag the Willow away, but Aqua and S4, they do get the takedown, but now you've got Taker on top of the Pudge. A bash would secure a kill here on Aqua, and there it is. Comes straight out of the Ursa. Need the Dismember to lock him in place. They've still got this Enigma in behind him, but the Ursa seems untouchable. He's low, but he will die. First life gone, but they've got so much off the back of it. Limp spent BKB, S4 spent his arena, and Limp's even going to get chased down with a diffuser blade inhibit, slowing the Death Prophet. Supreme's the one that comes out with a double kill. And into the breach with a 15k lead now seem pretty unstoppable in game one.
There's a lot of problems that it is becoming too hard for Goon Squad to deal with. Just more problems will pile on top of each other. Zibe going for that refresher now, and
Dire's bottom tower is
Supreme also getting that basher. It's, I don't know, it's just you got your BKBs, but they got BKB piercing. You know, you got all this early aggression was kind of not able to come to fruition, just sort of failing your timings, leading to the snowball. Right now, what can they really do? I mean, there's still that chance, right? A arena with the fear on top, if they're able to get it off without BKBs being popped, or if they're able to poke and force the BKBs and kind of get out, that could definitely be a way for them to take a good fight.
Yeah, we're definitely starting to see the troubles with position 1 Pudge if you don't get that ball rolling. 6 flash heap stacks. Not the best.
Yeah.
I'm going for that E-Blade next, so at least maybe a defensive mechanism against the Ursa's physical damage.
Yeah.
A difficult challenge, though, for Goon Squad, that's for sure.
It is. You've gone for a Wraith Pact on Chen, which I think is fair, but you need some glimmers, forces, stuff to kind of help, because the way into the breach of playing these team fights is they're splitting them apart really hard. Like, the Pango is going on to one half of the fight while Ursa's eating into another person. So if Ursa's preoccupied on your Pudge, he's not going to have dust, he's not going to have reveal. So if you're able to save your Pudge, then Ursa might waste like an Enrage or something, and then you can sort of re-engage with your Mars. So you just need ways to not get split up like that.
Well, who's going to get gobbled up now? They walk past the Chen, they see S4 showing, and they'll find the Mars. Hanskin with a fear, trying to send them back. Zibe, he's there with a Malefice and a Black Hole. He's in on the Willow as they backstab Pexu at the same time. 2 supports gone, but Mars will BKB TP.
Not too shabby. I mean, you get the Black Hole. You trade the Black Hole and S4 lives.
Oh, you baited spells, just wait 30 seconds to respawn and go.
Yeah, they didn't waste their arena either. Like, you definitely have an opening here to take a really good fight, where you are comfortable committing all your heroes onto like one without, you know, the threat of a Black Hole. So they can get this Ursa.
He is the key.
This'll come in
It's just a difficulty here in terms of map space. You know, you're hemmed back in this bottom lane, mid shoving in. Can't really get out to top because of the outpost being grabbed by the Radiant. You can see there the line being drawn by Ari. Just go up to this top jungle, take the bounty, make sure they can't reclaim outpost, secure our next Roshan potentially in 4 minutes.
Yeah, and Pango does have a Basher now, which does pose a problem, because even if you are able to lock down Ursa, most of that is coming from the Dismember, which can be cancelled by this Basher Swashbuckle. You know, and you can do that from quite far range as well. He's got the 400 talent at 10, so
Don't need to commit.
Yeah. But if you can find someone alone...
Ari. Ooh, the Ogre Seal Totem bouncing away.
And they hopefully will get the reward for themselves here. It's on the other cliff, guys. No.
Doesn't look like it. They do get their own vision down, and reclaiming that outpost, a big part of defending Roche. ITB sitting in the pit and waiting, though. And still 3 minutes, boys. Is Ari, blink, force, hook across. He's being drifted around left and right. Ari being focused down, but they've got this Aqua Pudge locked up. Gets out the Ghost Scepter, so safe and sound for now from Otaka. So he switches over to Hanskin and then back to Aqua. Dismember means nothing against this Supreme Pango, who gets the bash on the Mars in the back as well. Otaka now can get another one. Chain disables from the bashes out of the Pango and the Ursa, but they're a little afraid here. Oh, this Aqua buyback. He comes in, but Limp is being demolished, devoured by the bear. He's a hungry one. And this Ghost Scepter, the buyback into dieback from Pudge. A 5-man, no, a 6-man wipe gives the Ultra to the Ursa. And Goon Squad completely running out of tempo. Well, this is a fight without a black hole, Sheepo.
Yeah, this was a fight without a black... But what does this tell Goon Squad? Okay, we cannot fight outside of our base. So we will look for fights in our base. This is where you turtle it up, bunker down, and you play for spearbacks, you play for a hook, you play for any sort of reposition or dive from into the breach where they go under your tier 4s and you kill them there. Otherwise, it's looking pretty rough. I'll be real with you. I'm not seeing a good way out of it.
Top tower is under attack.
They very quickly getting away in terms of net worth as well. We're up to a 30k lead in a second.
It's up there.
It's
And
up there.
your racks are falling very quickly as well. 37 seconds with no pudge. I mean, could this be a move into mid, or is this just take a lane, back up, think about Roche?
You got 30 seconds without pudge. That's probably one of the 2 conditions that could kill you. I don't know. They could go for it for sure if they really want to, but there's also a chance that Goon Squad jump on you when there's like 10 seconds left and kind of delay you enough so that your pudge can respawn and maybe get some kills as you try and get away.
Yeah.
They'll just play safely.
Come across the triangle, cut across into tier 2. And Pexo has made a little home for himself down here, grabbing a new army, sending a Satyr down bottom to shockwave the Radiant creeps. So he's got a big push going. Needs to be dealt with by Supreme, it looks like. He's actually hunting.
Yeah, this is lower bracket. Everyone playing super safe.
I mean, every game is your last game. Oh, I'll take her with Ari. Where did Hanskin go? Flies back immediately. Good BKB through the hook. Aqua trying to get there with a dismember. There is no enrage and no BKB, but Otake does have a satanic, so he's got an additional life potentially. While Limp, he's found Zibe in the back of the fight, but the black hole solo onto the Death Prophet while Ari gets the 2-man Avatos. There's all sorts of noise everywhere. The fear from the Hanskin. Willow gonna catch out the Ursa. Aqua now is gonna get a kill, but Supreme is still up. The Pango swashing and crashing. Bashing onto Pudge, but he's on the run now. ITB. They get burnt. And with Ursa down, they don't want to keep on fighting.
This is what they're looking for. Just enough stuns to keep Ursa controlled. That enrage goes down and they get the spears off, the dismembers off. I mean, they're just constantly kind of stunning him. That pretty rough slow from the Ags on Pudge as well. I think this itemization from Aqua is really nice. He got a Ghost Scepter, so even when he gets that secondary hook in the fight onto Ursa, we'll see it in a bit, because Aqua will just go north onto that high ground, and here they get the spear back, I think.
There's just so much going on. Midnight Pulse, Brambles, a Black Hole on the DP. Yeah, the northern part of that fight, you're right. Pudge chasing in with a great fear and rot slow.
There's so much disable and lockdown. This is the thing, if they can bait out the enrage and the BKB, or they can live long enough through it where it goes down, they have the control and the team fight to be able to kill him.
Got to be wary of Supreme though, always. Yeah, okay, his Rolling Thunder is definitely impactful, but now he's got Abyssal Blade. He's working on an Overwhelming Blink, and he's offering a lot of physical damage. You might not be wary of, and getting all these tier 4 items is going to help out as well. Penta-Edge Sword, Flicker. You know, Telescope on the Dire team over there.
And the bigger nuisance you can be, the better on Goon Squad, right? All those spells being able to be used on Ursa last fight was a result of someone like Limp running into things and forcing that black hole out onto him alone.
But we've got a refresher now.
Alright, jeez. What a Debbie Downer. Oh, he's got a refresher. Okay.
That means there's 2 black holes. Yeah, we've not really seen Zibe choose where he wants the black hole yet, have we? It's always been reacting to Limp. So yeah, I mean, you make a good point. Limp is forcing a lot of responses here from ITV.
Yeah, they're going to play on this ward. Do not leave the ward. Stay strong, stay vigilant, don't give up.
I realized I nearly said ITV there for a second. I got BBC One, Channel 4, ITV. A smoke from ITB.
They'll see everything on Goon Squad.
Ari has been spectacular with his jump so far, and he sees the Death Prophet. In we go, but he misses and whiffs it. Tried to go in behind Limp, and now with the arena on to Kidaro. Black hole, though, from Zibe. He gets it on the DP and the Mars. In the back, we've got this member on Tiny, but I don't think that matters too much, because Otake opening up onto them. Buybacks from Goon Squad. DP will have it. Mars will as well, but now they've lost their Chen, and the chase is on. Supreme, the Yule Scepter from the Willow, buys a second of time for her to get some spells out. The fear, it comes around the Shadow Realm, but you're right. The second black hole, Zibe's there. The dieback from Lib. This will secure the game, it looks like. GG called, and ITB take game 1.
What a fight to take it with. Goon Squad, they held that high ground. They were ready for the fight. Just a really nice swing to that northern side of the lane, dodging where they know Goon Squad is probably waiting. And a great initiation from them to end that game. Truly just doing such a good job in this early game to get themselves to the point where they could reach their timings, and just it became so hard for Goon Squad at that point. You know, they tried, they understood their timings. We get the blink on Mars, we go make plays, but I think Into the Breach did a really good job of sticking together and kind of ruining those timings for Goon Squad. You know, not giving away those big key kills. It's us just farming the entire time.
Yeah, that nice little back and forth play where they swapped sides.